Let's get nasty on a Monday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. 202. Your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. What's up, guys?
Are you okay?
You all right? Jamie's looking around. Oh, the lights are on. That's the problem.
Oh, that light was on. Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. We like it dark here in the Fast Lane.
I felt like I had a heating lamp on me here. I'm like, it's already hot enough in this studio. I don't need.
It is very hot.
It is. Yeah, it is a little warm.
Felt like I was a McChicken under the warmer there, you know?
All right, so the Cardinals are now Carey Davis.
Yeah.
I think in your range.
Oh, wow.
What'd you say?
I think in your range.
They're right there.
Oh, Marsh.
I think you're right. Huh? What do we say? 5 games, right?
5 games above
5
500.
games.
It's been so long since
Above
Marshy
500.
knew where the button was. He forgot how to get to it.
I thought we established that you wearing those glasses means that this team will lose.
Well, no. That's not. I don't, Marshy. I don't know if you know this. I haven't batted one time this year. Haven't played in the field one time.
You
Haven't
better get
thrown
swinging. We got a
one
home run
pitch.
derby coming
Well,
up.
I do need to get to the batting cage.
Yeah.
But I have not played for the St. Louis Cardinals one game. So I don't know that me wearing the red glasses indicates a win or a loss. I think that's on the guys that actually play the game. And you know what they've been doing? They've been playing the game the right way, Anthony. Jamie, you like what you see? 5 games over 500. We've been talking about this number for, I don't know, all season probably. It's never happened. It's finally here, and we are excited about our St. Louis Cardinals. I was just talking to John Kioski in the hallway. He asked me, well, what do you think about this team? And I think this team is a team that is going to make it to the playoffs, right? That's what I think about your St. Louis Cardinals. You got Nootbaar coming back. He's healthy. We've been waiting on him pretty much all year. And so now he's going to be out there roaming the outfield, doing his thing, placing his bat at the plate, doing his job. His damn job he's been paid for. He's finally going to get to do it. And you know what that does? It puts Alec Burleson where? At the DH.
Notice.
No. He's not on notice. He's putting other people on notice, puts him at DH. And you know what that allows? Matt Carpenter to go back to the bench, solidifies your bench. Your lineup is better. I don't know, fellas. I'm excited, all right?
Yeah, you are.
I'm
Look
excited.
at you.
You excited? You excited?
Yeah.
Marcia, you excited? We're all excited in here. In the
I don't know if Marshy's excited.
About the Cardinals?
Yeah.
I'm probably more excited than all of you.
There you go, right?
Are you?
You're not really showing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It didn't
I
sound
got stuff going on here.
I know you do,
I got
but
stuff going on.
But typically we see an Andrew Marsh, especially on a game day, with a Cardinals jersey, at least a
Blues hat
jersey.
on.
Yeah, you get the Blues hat on.
Well, it matched my outfit, Anthony.
It does look good, Judge. It does.
All right, it's not Wednesday yet.
Wow. A little premature there, Anthony.
Where's your Cardinals stuff? You know?
It's in his
If you-
heart.
It's in my heart.
It's in his heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's got it on in his heart. It's with him every day.
Hey, somebody
As
said
it
that
is with me.
the Blues are the Cardinals now, so,
Yeah.
you know,
They're
does it
acting
really
like it a
matter
little
what
bit.
I wear? You know?
That's true. It kind of bleeds together, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so here's some numbers for you. Cardinals are 32-18 since May 12th. 32-18. They're 37-29 since April 24th. That is the 3rd best record in the National League behind the Phillies and the Dodgers. Is this team good? Or is it...
Have you not been watching?
Okay, hold on. Let me finish the damn sentence. Are they good, or are they just simply the best of the muddled middle? Where you guys at on this?
So here's where
Like, are
I'm
they a
at.
good team, or are they like, they're good right now?
So here's where I'm at. I sent you guys a text in our group text thing saying that 32-18 in the last 50 games. If they go 32-18 in the next 50 games, where does that put them? Like, where do we put them then? Because if they do it again, that's a good team. A team that can be that much over 500 and within 50 game span, that's a contending team. But they have to do that. Otherwise, they're the best of the middle.
Yeah.
Does that win them the division or put them in
I think
place to be in the lead? In the
I think
division?
if they have another 32 and 18, 50 game span, they're in first place.
Oh, I think so too.
So then it's a good team.
Yeah.
Because for me, they're a playoff team right now. We talk about the muddled middle. But if you win the division or if you're leading the division, you're one of the better teams in the National League. And right now, that wild card, all of those teams within 4 or 5 games of one another, that still concerns me. But if you're able to go, another 32-18 and put yourself in first place in the division, then we're talking about a team that is really good and has gotten better, from the first month and a half of the season.
Can we? I feel like sometimes when we have these conversations, you either fall into one camp or the other with some Cardinals fans. They start to win, we start to talk positively about them, and then there's a kind of a contingent that says you guys can't talk nice about them because you dogged them all off season. Why can't we say that this team clearly, from a roster standpoint, isn't good enough compared to the top of the National League, but still also say this is a fun ride. April was not. April raised a lot of questions, but since April 24th, they've played good baseball, but they're still the best of the muddled middle. I think both things can exist, right? Like, we don't have to fall into one camp or the other. We could also wait to that group's point. Maybe we can wait until the postseason and just kind of enjoy the ride a little bit more. Because that was fun over the weekend. To erase a 5-run lead, and they do so at Nationals Park again, which is great.
Yeah.
Magic happens there for the Cardinals. That was fun over the weekend. Saturday, not so much. Lance Lynn's outing was not fun.
That's what goes right back to what I said last week about Lance Lynn.
Yes, about how you don't feel.
I was like, the numbers are better than Gibson, but I don't feel the same way.
And what happens? Saturday, he gets shredded, and Gibson pitches pretty well yesterday.
He did pretty good, yeah.
So the weekend was fun. The extra innings games, fun. They had no business winning on Friday, yet they chopped wood until they got back into that game. The bullpen, phenomenal on Friday night. Bullpen, phenomenal for most of the year. We'll get into whether or not, Marshall's got a thought on this, whether or not they're playing too many close games. But ultimately, this is now a fun team to watch. It went from, I can skip this one, I'll watch the highlights, to, I want to watch this team play.
But this team's changed a lot, too.
They absolutely have.
And this is why, going back to your one question about, like, why do some people get angry because they're like, well, you guys hated them last week or you hated them last month. Okay, first of all, I never hated them. We thought that they weren't a very good baseball team, and there were players that weren't playing very good at all. Yeah. But things have changed a little bit. You got some guys that are heating up. Nolan Arenado, 4 games in a row, he's had a hit. He's still not hitting for any power, but he's getting on base. He's doing his thing. So you got to look at some of the positives there. Gorman's back to doing Nolan Gorman things. So as the team changes, our opinion of the team can change too.
Sure.
Like, how stupid would you be if the Cardinals went on a tear of 10, 11 games in a row they're winning, and you're still sitting there saying, well, they suck.
Right.
No, the team's not good. Mm-hmm. You're an idiot. Like, you're allowed to change your opinion.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are still 5 games back of Milwaukee, so not great. Losing 11-6 was fun. Yeah, people say stuff like that.
Right.
I already know who that is.
Oh. There's a certain tone to that person.
Yeah.
They did take 2 of 3. It is a 162 game schedule. Like, it's a marathon, and there is going to be ups and downs with it. I think right now, I was firmly in the camp of, this is an average team. I kept beating that drum over and over again. Because guess what? To Jamie's point, they're an average team.
Right.
But now they're slightly above average. I'm not quite ready to go to this is a really good team. I'm not, but that is the next level. And at least they look like they're getting to that point, especially now that Wilson Contreras is back. And, man, that dude is incredible. He is fun to watch.
Yeah, somebody texted he was not a good player for the Cardinals, and they lose games when he plays.
Oh, yeah, some did text that. I remember that.
Yeah, last week.
Boy, do they regret that now.
Well, they would have lost without him Friday.
Yeah.
No question about that.
He's a pretty good player.
But, Jamie, you're right. Now that you look at this team and you say to yourself, okay, this is an above-average team that's starting to play better. Maybe we'll get to the point where we're like, man, this team's really good. I hope so, at least.
There still are question marks, though. Sonny Gray, another weird outing. Mm-hmm. Lance Lynn continues to do Lance Lynn things. Kyle Gibson, I thought he had a good outing yesterday, but there's still question marks with that. Miles Michaelis, still question marks with him. Right. Yeah, exactly. So there's still question marks where I understand people are like, let's take a step back real quick. But you can't deny what they've done in the past 2 months. That's not it's not fool's gold. Maybe it is fool's gold, but I don't think it is, at least right now. And now you have guys coming back like Lars Nootbaar, who we'll get into.
Yeah.
But you have pieces that are making this offense look a lot better than it was previously, and you're right around the same record as you were in 2022. I know we talked about it a few weeks ago, trying to compare this team to 2023. Let's try and compare them to 2022. You're around that same mark. You're almost the same amount of games back of Milwaukee that you were in 2022. And we had Albert, who had an unreal second half. Why can't Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado have the same type of thing? Now, they're not Albert, but they are superstars. Perhaps they can end up having a bounce-back second half, and this team can go on a run.
Real quick, Marsh, you had said fools, maybe, is it fool's gold? I like being 47 and 42 compared to 42 and 49, which is the Cubs right now. They're in dead last in that division.
Well, they went out and got a manager this offseason. They did a lot to bolster that roster.
They certainly did, yeah. Actually, kind of did. We're going to get into them. Will it stay that way? There's some interesting reports about whether or not the Cubs could be sellers at the deadline. All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. You know how to be a part of the show. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. You can also watch us via the Air Alliance Team YouTube channel at 101 ESPN STL. That's our snake pit. Or you can leave us a mic drop. Anything we're discussing today, leave us your opinions via the 100% free app, 101 ESPN app. Are we seeing a different offense now? Like, are we seeing some fundamental differences with this offense compared to where they were maybe just a couple of weeks ago? We'll get into that next on 101 ESPN.
Well, it is that time of year where selling your home is happening out there. And if you're unsure or not quite positive of what you should be doing to get your home ready to sell, maybe you're not sure of the price that you should be asking for your home, call the experts. That's right, Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. She's the best in the business. She's been in the business for a long, long time, and nobody knows more about getting people to the closing table than Gloria Liu. Gloria Liu will sit down with you and figure out the asking price, and then she'll sell your home for that price, or she'll buy it herself. She guarantees all of that in handwriting, and Gloria also has the buyers for you. Thousands of buyers in her database, and that does nothing except create more traffic for your listing, hopefully multiple offers on your property, which means more money for you at the end of it. And all you have to do is give her a call, and her number is 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888. Or you can visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com. Remember, conditions do apply. Gloria and the seller must agree upon the sales price and possession date.
Fly ball well hit right center field. At the warning track wall, Contreras ties it again. Look at his reaction as he rounds third base. The Cardinals have come back from 5-0 to tie the game in the ninth.
Chip Carey on the call over the weekend, Bally Sports Midwest, as the Cardinals get it done against the Nationals, at least on Friday night and on Sunday. It's the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. The Cardinals starting to come alive offensively now that Willson Contreras is back. What a weekend for him. Cardinals offense this against the Nationals over the weekend, according to Cardinals Talk. 29 innings, 21 runs, 38 hits, 314 batting average. And then again, adding Willson Contreras back to the lineup has paid huge dividends for them. Nationals pitching, sure, not great. But there's not... Unless you're facing the Phillies and some of these, one or two other teams, you're not going to face dominant pitching. Mm-hmm. The Cardinals have struggled against bad pitching, too. It doesn't really matter. But with Contreras back in the middle of the lineup, things start to come back into play here. The middle of the lineup has been an oasis for this team. Paul Goldschmidt underperforming. Nolan Arenado, I know recently he's been better. But Nolan Arenado, when in the middle of the lineup, it has been an issue. It's why we talked about over the weekend, or actually Wednesday, about what you would do with this lineup. How would you shake things up? Ultimately, it doesn't matter unless you have a significant producer in the middle of the lineup. And now that Contreras is back, it doesn't surprise me that they had a big weekend, good pitching, bad pitching, or not. That's where I'm at on this. Contreras is the key.
He is, and he eliminates some of the other issues that you saw. We saw Herrera have trouble behind the plate throwing runners out. That was a big thing to have to deal with. And then you look at Pages, who he struggles at the plate at times. So you get the best of both worlds with Willson Contreras. He's good behind the plate. He's good at the plate. And that's what you signed him to be your catcher, to be your everyday player, to hit the ball hard, hit it far, drive in runs. And that's what he's been doing. And with him back in the lineup, it just makes this roster and this lineup that more potent. It makes them more dangerous because you got another guy in the lineup. You've been seeing, Goldie and Arenado not hit for power. To have him in the lineup in your three-hole is allowing your team to score runs, drive in those runs, and have a big bopper in the lineup, which is what you need.
He absolutely lengthens the lineup for you, for sure. And also when you've got him bopping the way he is, as well as Nolan Gorman, who looks like he's figured some things out again, at least for a short period of time. We're going to get some good hitting from Nolan Gorman. It's still, though, for me, like I just have a lot of frustration as to how come Goldie and Nolan Arenado are not hitting for power.
Well, Jamie,
it's amazing to me to watch these guys play.
They don't listen.
Just like out of nowhere, Nolan Arenado can't hit home runs anymore.
But you can tell him where to go, Jamie.
Oh, that's not necessary.
No, mentality. That
makes more sense. I was about to say, Carey, that was rude.
No, they get a little more pep in their step.
A little more pep in their step.
A little more power.
Certainly.
More energy, more drive.
I'll tell you what, Carey, you certainly swing your bat with more authority. That's for sure.
So I've heard.
Yeah. So,
more speed, more power.
Mm-hmm. Exit velo improves. All of that.
No doubt about it. 7 home runs is what Nolan Arenado has on the season. 7 home runs.
He's only got 30-some RBIs.
Yeah, he's got 32.
That's crazy to me.
32 RBI.
That is crazy. That's a 100 RBI guy. Mm-hmm. And no chance of tickling that.
So it's kind of interesting, too, when you look at this. So Nolan Arenado, 32 RBI, 7 home runs, 7 home runs. But he's got 102 WRC+. plus. So he's still doing other things to help your team score runs.
I agree.
Not at a great clip, but
can you imagine how much he could really help you if he was hitting for power?
If he was him. Yeah. 11 home runs for Paul Goldschmidt, 43 RBI for him, an 88 WRC+. plus. He is 12 percentage points below average when it comes to creating offense for his club. You can't have guys that are hitting in the middle of your order with this weak, this offensive statistics, like this layout.
These are bottom of your lineup guys.
Yes.
So at what point do you move them out of those spots. We've
So
been
you already
asking
done that with Arenado, which is good.
you moved them to 6.
Yeah.
But with Goldie, when do you say, okay, hey, we love you, we appreciate you, but for the team, this is what needs to take place. And where do you move him?
So you need some. So Contreras solved part of this riddle. Burleson solved another part of it. You need somebody else, though.
You need Gorman to be more consistent.
You either need Gorman to be more consistent, or you just leave him at 8. I don't mind what Ollie's doing with him. If you know this guy's streaky, but even in the worst of times, he could still hit one 450 feet for you, then have him 8th. I got no problem with that. But whether it's, Contreras, again, Burleson 2, Contreras 3, you need somebody else to step up so you can take Goldie out of that spot. But who else is going to do it?
I don't know.
I mean, if you like squint, maybe it's Newt if he ever gets hot. But you can't bank on it.
You're going to put Newt at 3, 4, or 5?
I'm just saying you don't have anybody. That is my full stop.
Gotcha.
You don't have anybody.
So then we're talking about that trade deadline. What are you going to get? Or are you going to get something?
Probably not.
Well, then.
I mean, you can make a call. You can make a call to the White Sox for Luis Robert. You could do that. Robert's got some injury issues.
They want
the moon.
They want the Juan Soto return.
Mm-hmm.
Like this. There's no way I'm doing that for Luis Robert.
I don't know if I don't know if he'd mix well within this clubhouse. I mean, the other day he caught a fly ball at the end of the game and elected not even to throw it. Like, he's had some of those lack of hustle, lack of baseball IQ plays.
I don't want that.
Honestly, I don't want that.
Yeah, you don't. That's the trade-off sometimes, right? Who's available? Why are they available? Well, they're available because he's playing on a bad team.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And maybe part of that, somebody posted. I don't know if did you guys share it or maybe I just stumbled upon it. The 2021 White Sox lineup. They played in the ALDS or maybe it was a wild card. And if you look at that lineup, Anderson's in it. Tim Anderson is he's unemployed. Jose Abreu was sitting in the middle of that lineup, unemployed. Luis Robert can't stay healthy. Eloy Jimenez can't stay healthy. Like, you go down the line, he's playing on a bad team. Maybe some of that has infiltrated him, and he's become a losing player. So you're right. Do you want somebody hitting the middle of your lineup? How much does that cost?
It's a lot, and it could be a lot. And in all fairness to the Cardinals right now, this clubhouse seems to be in a really good place. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All season long, the clubhouse has been a much better place. And your compliments to Mo for getting some of those leaders that came in. Obviously, they've been integral in that because the Cardinals weren't good to start the season. Yet we didn't hear anything coming out of the clubhouse of negativity, guys getting after each other. They always said that they believed in each other. They believed they're a better ball club, blah, blah. Like, there are things you're going to say anyways. Mm-hmm. But we know on a losing team, it's real easy to grab a guy on any given day and he just empties the tank of all the negativity that's going on.
Right.
And that didn't happen.
No, you're right.
So
you kept it in-house.
Adding a guy like Luis Robert, maybe that changes the dynamic. And now you're battling within, and that can hurt your team sometimes.
You could. The other name I've heard a lot is Brent Rooker, who plays for Oakland. He's by far their best hitter, but he's one of these guys that's like, he can play outfield. Ish. Like, he's more of a DH. But this dude right now is having a phenomenal season. He's got 18 home runs, WRC plus a 153.
Oh boy!
And we're not talking about small sample size. We're talking about 77 games.
Like, the A's don't even want to be good. So what could you trust?
Right. Here you go. Now he's 29. So we're not talking about some young player that is, this is somebody that is in his prime, but he's kind of in his late prime. Emerged a little later, but somebody the A's could hold over, out to the market and say highest bidder.
Yeah.
You may have to overpay, but this is somebody that can hit in the middle of your lineup.
You talk about overpay, and we talked about in the first segment, is this team good? Are they the best of the muddling middle? Mm-hmm. Can they win a World Series? I don't know. I don't know if I exactly want to give up a ton to help this particular team, where I think it's a fun team to watch. I don't think it's a World Series winner, though. So why give up the farm for a player that
Right.
Is he really going to change much to make you a World Series caliber team?
And if I'm doing one of those deals, it's going to be for a young pitcher. It's going to be for Garrett Crochet. Like if it's going to hurt and I'm going to throw up later because I made the deal, I'm going to throw up because I'm excited because I'm getting an ace and also because I gave up the farm. But I'm not doing it for even a middle of the order bat.
I agree. I think that this team is more in need of that starting pitcher, that 2, maybe a 1, if you're able to get that, as opposed to another bat in the lineup, because you're getting guys back healthy and you're hoping that those guys can provide some of that impact that has been lacking all season. Nootbaar coming back, hopefully he can provide something. Contreras just came back. He has provided. We'll see what Tommy Edman does. He's probably not going to provide any power, but he can provide, somebody that's on base and can be available to be driven in. So, I would much rather them go get a pitcher, but at what cost? What are you going to give up for that starting pitcher? And like Marcy said, is this a team that is capable of winning a championship, which in my opinion is why you make that move at the deadline, because you have an opportunity to win a championship. If it's not a championship team, you probably don't sell, the future for, a really good pitcher for right now.
Carey, you just have to get in. That's all. I mean, you never know.
I got a question on that. I'll write that down. We got to play. So we've got the Cardinals.
Down, Anthony.
Write that down, Dan. We've got to play Beat the Streak and Home Run Derby. We're not going to play a lineup game because the lineup's been out for a couple of hours now. But so we'll play Beat the Streak. We'll play Home Run Derby. We're going to do that next because we got the Cardinals game starting in about a half hour or so. But I got a question based off what Carey just said there that could be interesting for later. But we'll play Beat the Streak and our Home Run Derby next. There's been a lot of hail, a lot of rain, a lot of roof damage lately. I know in my neighborhood specifically, there's some neighbors that are looking at getting either their roof fixed or completely torn up and reinstalled. I just recommended to a neighbor calling Happy Roof, because the Happy Roof Company, they will have somebody within 24 hours out to look at your issue if you think that there's any sort of damage. So you got a leaky roof, a damaged roof. You don't know maybe if there's some hail damage. The neighbor had some. Maybe do I? Call the Happy Roof Company. They're happy to look at it. Free estimates, and they've got competitive pricing. If you call today, like I said, they'll have somebody to look at your issue within 24 hours. They do residential and commercial roofing. They've got superior high-end products and a 10-year labor warranty on all shingle roofs. They don't chase storms either. They're going to be around. They have been around for a long time right here in St. Louis. They don't chase storms. They don't come in and out of different markets based on whether or not there's a neighborhood that got a bunch of hail damage. They're going to be there so that you know the labor's good, the warranty is good, and they stand behind their products. A+ rating with the BBB. Up-to-date product knowledge. Call the Happy Roof, thehappyroof.com, or again, give them a ring, 314-665-3001. It's the Happy Roof Company.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cards take on the Washington Nationals tonight. They've already taken 2 of 3 in this series as Miles Michaelis will take the mound for the Redbirds going up against Mitchell Parker. First pitch is at 3:05. The Cards are 47-42, 5 games back of Milwaukee. They are 5 games above 500. So you already know Carey Davis has put on the red glasses. If you missed that, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there, and it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Yesterday, City SC lost 4-1 to Colorado. You may or may not hear Anthony Stalter talk about this City SC team. You're going to have to wait for that. They'll come up here in the 3 o'clock hour. But we have Beat the Streak, and we have our Home Run Derby Challenge coming up next, so stay tuned for that right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and this Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Hit baseballs.
All of my successes depend on me.
You're ready to hit.
The hits just keep on coming.
And his first big league hit is a bullet up the middle.
Cardinals and Nationals wrap up their series at Nationals Park today. It's one of those weird hangover series games. They're doing this more in Major League Baseball. In fact, the Mets and Pirates have already played. So today, we have an opportunity before the game. We're not going to play the lineup game. We can go over the lineup here in a second, but we will play Beat the Streak, and we will have our Home Run Derby. Now, Marsh, you were contacted by our listener for Beat the Streak, Oz, who cannot join us today. I don't know what he's doing in the middle of a work day.
And he's in Jacksonville, Florida. That's where he lives. I don't know what's going on in Duval right now. Who knows?
Duval County.
Who knows?
But he did send in his pick. He was responsible.
He did. So
good for him.
He said, this is for the Fast Lane. I'm working and won't be able to Beat the Streak. If they do it today, here are my picks. I should be second. He already knows where he is in the lineup.
Man.
And he is second. I am first, and I'm going to go with Wilson Contreras.
What's your streak there, Marsh?
I have a streak of 3.
3, okay, all right.
Would you like me to go over the streaks?
Yeah,
I would.
Because,
yes.
Anthony, your streak is down to 0. Oz is up next. He has a streak of 2 thanks to Mason
fails
Wynn.
me? That's what I want to know.
Brendan Donovan.
Oh, God. Donnie. You picked him?
I can't be mad at Donnie.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Oz has the second pick. He has a streak of 2. He has picked Mason Wynn in back-to-back opportunities. And he's going to go for a third. Mason Wynn is his pick today,
All right.
which leaves Jamie up next with a streak of 2, and then Carey with a streak of 1, and then, of course, Anthony, you were last.
Thanks, Marsh.
So I'm up.
Yes.
I'm going Nolan Arenado. That guy, all he does is hit signals, but he's hitting a lot of them.
Win, no matter what.
Who did you pick, Marcy?
I picked Wilson Contreras.
Carey's 2 guys are off the board.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
guys
Wynn or Contreras for him.
That's exactly right.
You know me so well, Jamie.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Because
I care.
I definitely appreciate you. You know what? I'm going to go with C.J. Abrams.
Oh, wow. You're going that way.
I mean, he's like 750 versus Miles Michaelis.
A lot of guys are, in fairness.
He's 3 for 4. Is that where you were looking, Anthony?
Yeah. All right, give me Alec Burleson. I'll take Burley since he's available.
Okay.
All right, so there's Beat the Streak. Let's go over the lineup. Give us an opportunity to settle in here for the Home Run Derby. Mason Wynn will lead off. He's your shortstop. Alec Burleson hits second. He's your DH today. Wilson Contreras is hitting third. He's behind the dish. Paul Goldschmidt is your cleanup hitter, and he's playing first. Nolan Arenado is hitting fifth and playing third. Brendan Donovan is hitting sixth, playing left. Lars Nootbaar activated today from the injured list. He's hitting seventh and playing right field. Nolan Gorman is hitting eighth and playing second. And then Michael Ciani is hitting ninth and playing center field. And we will get into the Nootbaar effect in about 10 minutes or so. But we do got to play our Home Run Derby.
Quack, quack, quack.
don't believe what I just saw.
Home run.
So that piece of paper that you may have heard was Jamie Rivers with the Piddles report. Jackson Burkett, who does a fantastic job with Tim McKern and the Balloon Party. He gives Jamie some notes.
It's my scouting department.
Yeah.
Piddles heads up my scouting department. Yeah.
All right. Marsh, your latest standings?
So Jamie's in first place, thanks to Alec Burleson last week.
Yeah, baby.
15 points for Jamie, 13 for me. Anthony, you're still at 6, and Carey is stuck at 5.
Stuck sounds. I've been stuck at 5 for a while.
It sucks.
It does. I can't take
Droughts are not fun. All right, Jamie, without further ado.
Well, since the young man on the bump is a left-handed pitcher who throws four-seam fastball 50% of the time, and 26% of the time he throws a curveball, Wilson Contreras just mashes lefties that throw fastballs and curveballs. So I'm going to take Wilson Contreras.
Probably a good selection.
Not a bad choice.
And it's really hot there. Apparently the balls are flying better.
Oh.
I think Michael Ciani is going to run into one.
Plural.
I need a three-pointer today.
One to play the game.
So give me Michael Ciani. I know a lefty's on the mound, but I think Michael Ciani can run into one. I think it'll be like picking Saquon Barkley in like a third round of a draft pick, in a fantasy football draft. You just
Good
get
things
good
can happen.
value, right? Give me Michael Ciani.
Interesting
Ciani.
rundown there. All right, I'm going to take Paul Goldschmidt.
Of course you are.
He is
Why do you
stunk.
take him?
So why not?
You know what? Well, you guys have been talking about this guy, asking where's the power, where's the pop.
Yeah.
I mean, Nolan Arenado.
All right.
Surprise you all.
Yeah,
Tonight.
you and I are going that route.
It's got to happen at
The
some
worst
point.
part is-
We'll just keep taking
The
them.
worst part is for you guys is they don't hit home runs, yet they're only one-pointers.
Yeah, it stinks.
That's the bad
Remember
part.
when I brought in, we should have had a fluctuating scale?
Yes.
It's a little too much work probably for us to handle that.
I mean, we already put a lot on Marsh.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, there's your home run derby. Cardinals and Nationals. Get it on today at 3:05 Nationals Park. Miles Michaelis versus Mitchell Parker, the left-hander. He is 5-4 with a 3.61 ERA. It will be interesting to see if Miles Michaelis can bounce back here from his last outing, which was not great. These guys have been up and down, specifically Lance Lynn and Miles Michaelis. But Marsh brought it up too. Sonny Gray's had some spotty starts of late too.
Still
It
got an
happens.
ERA under 3.
Yeah, he's been great. Yes, he's been great for them. All right, let's do what's trending next on 101 ESPN.
Find out what's going on in the sports world with What's Trending Now. Brought to you by Goodwill. Donate a car and get tickets to the St. Louis Cardinals.
Welcome back to the Fast Lane here on 101 ESPN with Anthony Stalter, Jamie Rivers, and Carey Davis. I'm Andrew Marsh, and it's time for What's Trending. Gentlemen, UConn head coach Dan Hurley, who has led the Huskies to back-to-back national championships and who turned down an offer to become the Los Angeles Lakers head coach last month, has signed a new contract to stay with UConn through the 2029-2030 season. Earlier this offseason, Hurley rejected a 6-year, $70 million offer to become the Lakers' next head coach. Obviously, J.J. Redick is now in that role. After seeing what the Lakers did early this offseason, obviously they drafted Bronny James. LeBron James signed a new deal. Was this a smart move for Dan Hurley?
Oh, yeah. I would say so. He continues to build his dynasty there at UConn. That's right. I said dynasty at UConn.
I heard that part. I was talking about the smart business decision.
Man, it's expensive to live in both places.
I think $20 million to make you feel a little bit better. Yeah, you go from 50 to 70. I don't know.
What do you think? Where do you think his the best chances to get his next contract is? UConn or the Lakers?
I mean, honestly, I think even if you failed in Los Angeles, a college team would have taken him. You won 2 national championships. It's not like you're going to, lose in Los Angeles and now you're at a D3 school coaching college basketball. That's not going to happen.
It's not what I asked you. Where do you think his best chances to get a second deal?
Los Angeles.
What?
You talking about from that organization?
I'm talking about either the Lakers or UConn.
Okay, UConn.
Thank you.
What's his best chance of getting paid $20 more million and then getting another contract afterwards?
Probably
Los Angeles.
The Lakers.
There you go.
What does it say about the Lakers? That is my question.
Well,
he takes less money to go back to UConn, and he's familiar with the program. Obviously, he's got it built up the way he wants to. So there's that aspect of it. But we're still talking about the Lakers. Like what has happened?
It's a circus. And I think that look at LeBron James and everything that's going on there. And I don't know if he's the only contributor to the perception of the Lakers are kind of falling apart. But you have a player, one of the greatest players to ever play the game, who seems to be running the organization right now. And maybe Hurley, when he talked to the Lakers, found out, by the way, we're going to be drafting Bronny James and we're going to re-up LeBron, and he's going to have, LeBron is, he's got a lot of say and he wants to bring in this player or that player. Hurley probably stepped back and was like, you know what? I have a chance to continue my dynasty at UConn and keep winning a lot of basketball games and make a great living. Or I come here, make more money, but I could end up being a laughing stock and people look at me and go, hey, that's right, college guy couldn't handle it in the NBA.
Mm-hmm. I wonder how much information he had in regards to how many players were actually actively looking via free agency to sign in LA, because LeBron talked about taking less than the max if they were able to get an impact player. You don't think that was true?
No, look at what he did. He held them at gunpoint.
They couldn't get an impact player. They couldn't get an impact player. So I wonder if Hurley knew, nobody's coming to L.A. to save them. Now, they did get a good draft pick with Connect, and that kind of fell into their lap. Dalton Connect, the player from Tennessee, he fell into their lap because no one expected him to be available at that point. He's probably going to help them. But as far as free agents, maybe Hurley just kind of knew this team is not going to be much better than they were last season. And that might have been why. I might have taken the chance, though. I mean, $20 million more dollars. I mean, if you got 50, though, does it matter?
And he's probably looking at the fact that... Here's the thing, too. He's probably looking at the fact that even if he gets fired at UConn, some other college program is hiring him, and they're going to pay him big money.
Well, they were going to hire him if he failed in Los Angeles.
Yeah, but
you can sell that to your fan base quickly. to all of the donors. This guy won 2 now. Don't worry about what he did in Los Angeles. He won 2 national championships in college. The last 2 before he left. Like, you can sell that to donors easily. So it to me, if he does fail on either level, he's going to have another opportunity to coach at a very good at a very good
I don't
school
think he'd be
for
done.
basketball.
You're right. I don't think he'd be done. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why.
You get Dan Hurley on the line. See what was it?
Why he would turn
thought
down
process.
that extra
Call
20
him up,
million.
Marsh.
You got his number?
Call him up?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll get him on speed dial. I have his number. This reminds me.
Pearls.
He texts when.
I don't think that's Dan Hurley.
Oh.
This reminds me of Billy Donovan, though. He was the last coach to win back-to-back national championships. Ends up going to OKC. They lost in the conference finals his first year with OKC in 2015-2016. Now, want to go look at that roster. I'm sure there's a few future Hall of Famers on that team.
4 of them.
Ever since then, he's either lost in the first round or he's missed the playoffs. Now, his regular season record's 399 and 319. That's good. But do you want to cement your legacy as one of the best college basketball coaches of all time, or do you want to become another Billy Donovan?
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, look at Nick Saban. We barely talk about the Dolphins stuff. And in fact, if you bring it up,
You should talk more about it.
but even if you bring it up, you're like, yeah, guy failed in the NFL. Okay.
It's like saying
How
Bill
many
Belichick was a bad head coach
in
before.
Cleveland.
Because,
Right. It's like, all right. He was okay.
He's a bad head coach when Tom Brady walked out, too.
That was a bad general manager.
I mean, he
Bill
didn't
Belichick
win.
fell short as a GM. There is no question about
He
that.
fell short as a coach, too. They didn't win.
Six championships. They didn't win, Carey.
Yeah, Tom Brady was amazing.
Well, last
in
week
those
you were telling me
games.
that had nothing to do with Brady. Now it's all about Brady.
No.
I mean, pick a lane.
I'm telling you that Tom Brady didn't win it by himself, but he won it more than Bill Belichick did.
They literally won one of them on defense alone.
He keeps saying it. He's lying. He's lying. Yeah. Brady lied. I don't think
Does Brady
lies.
lie?
What would he
broke
lie
a whole
about?
damn cell phone lying.
No, he just.
I do this all the time.
It dropped. Yeah. I needed a new one, and I
break my phone
smashed
all the
it.
time.
I do this all the time whenever my wife sees my phone or the NFL.
Or the
asks
NFL
to
gets poked
see
in the
my
eye.
phone.
Yeah.
It's better this way.
It happens. What can I tell you?
Guys, Ryan Helsley was chosen by Major League Baseball to represent the Cards after the club did not have a player elected by the fans or selected by the players. Does that say more about Major League Baseball, the fans, or the Cardinals?
All of it, really. Mesa Wynn got robbed. I understand there's other guys that are probably better, bigger names, whatever. The shortstop position is very difficult. But his play is all-star worthy this year, I think, anyways.
Yeah.
Everybody else, you don't have another all-star in your team. You don't.
No.
Not one guy is good enough to even like be put in the conversation.
If Wilson Contreras stayed healthy, that's your guy.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
On
enough.
top of Helsley. But no, Jamie, you're right, though. Contreras probably didn't play enough, unfortunately, because of the fractured forearm, to qualify to be, an all-star.
How did no one pick Ryan Helsley? He leads the league in
ridiculous.
saves.
That is ridiculous. It's
I think it
absurd.
says a lot about the players and Major League Baseball and the way that the voting is constructed within Major League Baseball for the All-Star game.
Yeah, I think that's a fair point. I have no argument against that because you're right. I mean, why would Helsley's been incredible this season, National League or otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in all of baseball, he's been outstanding. So I'm with you on that, Marsh. You're right.
Last thing here, I thought this was interesting. This is from Sean Shapiro. The Dallas Stars have launched a free in-market streaming service for fans called Victory Plus. It's a 7-year deal with a parent media company. Again, if you live in Stars TV market, it is now free to watch the team. I wonder if other teams will end up doing something similar.
I think they will. I think there's going to be a kind of a groundswell of teams that have their own networks and decide to do their own thing. Now, it's going to be costly because you have to pay everyone. You've got to pay the talent. You've got to pay
the talent.
Yeah, especially the talent.
I mean, now your broadcast.
No
Joe,
doubt, absolutely. Yeah. You got to pay your camera people. You got to pay your reporters. You got to pay, your producers, your engineers, all that. So it's costly, but then you've got all the revenue. It's you. You're the St. Louis Cardinals Network or the St. Louis Blues Network or the Dallas Stars Network.
Yeah, I think that, listen, if you're doing something like this, you've got a 5, 7, and 10-year plan with it. You can't look in the right now, because in the right now, you're going to be overwhelmed with the cost at running a broadcast from the trucks to the cameramen to everybody.
No question.
And you're right. The revenue right away won't be there. It won't be enough to basically come out even. But then in 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, then that's where you'll start to see hopefully more revenue generated and your team makes some money on it. But it's not going to be an easy task for anybody. Knowing what I know about the industry, it's not going to be easy to get all of those elements just right immediately.
That's what's trending in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Lars Nootbaar is back. He's activated off the injured list. He's in today's lineup, and some interesting nuggets from John Denton, who covers the team for MLB.com, about the Cardinals, how they view their their defensive setup in the outfield. And this indicates that Lars Nootbaar, certainly an everyday player. What does it mean for some of these other guys? It's next on 101 ESPN.
If you are replacing your windows, maybe they're old, maybe they're yucky, maybe they're inefficient, head over to Window World. They have the best windows in the business. They are the preferred window of your St. Louis Blues. They are also ranked number 1 in number of windows sold in the country by Qualified Remodeler Magazine. They're also a company that uses a double-strength glass that you don't find ordinarily in replacement windows. I know this because I was over at the showroom, stood on one of the windows, and jumped up and down a little bit, just little bouncies, and the window did not break. I knew then that this was a great product. They also give you a lifetime warranty that covers all the parts, the glass breakage, and the labor. And right now, they are offering 36 months same as cash financing with approved credit. All you have to do is pick up the phone, call them, tell them Jamie from 101 ESPN sent you in there. That number is 314-993-1800. Again, that's 314-993-1800, or you can always visit windowworldstlouis.com.
Time Check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler. Lars Nootbaar activated today from the injured list, and he is in right field, hitting 7th as the Cardinals get ready to take on the Nationals. It's a Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. So, Lars Nootbaar, John Denton is reporting that Cardinals manager Oli Marmol considers the club's best defensive outfield to be Brendan Donovan in left, Michael Ciani in center, and Lars Nootbaar in right field. Still, Oli considers Alec Burleson as an everyday player and wants him to be in the lineup as much as possible as a DH or as a corner outfielder. Mm-hmm. My question to you guys is, has Lars Nootbaar actually earned the right to just be considered an everyday player? Like, I get they're going to give him a little bit of a highway here, or a bit of a runway, I should say. Bit of a runway. He's back, all that. But Lars Nootbaar, I think, is a solid player. But if he can't stay healthy, I don't think that he should just be given an everyday spot moving forward.
You be careful, Anthony.
Okay.
Yeah. A lot of Lars Nootbaar fans out there that'll come for you.
I've defended him.
Nootbaar Nation's going to come for you.
And listen, I think that's a very valid question because first of all, you have to stay healthy. And we've seen oftentimes he's often injured. And I don't know that we know what the best version of Lars Nootbaar is because we haven't seen it in long enough periods to say, okay, this is what he is. It feels like he gets going and then something happened. It's a back injury. It's an oblique. It's whatever the case may be. It's something. And so he's on the shelf for a little while and you're waiting for him to return. I do think he's one of your better corner outfielders. I think he's an upgrade in the outfield over Burleson, who has been playing really well. Mm-hmm. But at the plate, I don't know if he's definitely not an upgrade right now over Burleson because Burley's been hitting the ball really, really well. So I think the question is, what does the lineup look like when all pieces are healthy? Ciani has earned the right to play every day because of his defense. Does that carry over when Tommy Edman comes back? I don't know. Is Nootbaar the odd man out because maybe he's injured again or he's not hitting as well as they need him to do? I think it's a very valid question, but I do think it's an upgrade in the outfield for now. We'll see how well he does at the plate.
He's not an everyday player for me. He's got to prove it. He's got to prove it. And I'm not just talking about, prove it at the plate, prove it as a player. He's got to prove he can stay healthy, too. Because when you bring a guy back and just automatically anoint him in that spot, in an outfield, by the way, that has been very good for you, both defensively and offensively, you're screwing things up. You're purposely throwing a wrench into the wheel because you think it should be there. And I'm sorry, if Lars Nootbaar is not going to be able to contribute immediately the way he can, like if he comes in and he's smoking the baseball, then okay, he's your everyday guy. But I'm not just going to say you're my everyday guy without seeing it. Yeah. Alec Burleson, where would your team be this year without Alec Burleson?
Honestly, pretty screwed.
Really screwed. Where would it be without Brendan Donovan?
It'd be bad.
Screwed.
Where would you be defensively without Michael Ciani, who is arguably the best defensive center fielder in all of baseball?
You'd be in bad shape.
So why would you disrupt it just because you think, it's Lars Nootbaar, he's back in. Sorry, guys.
I do think it should be an upgrade at the plate. I mean, you're essentially replacing Noot with you're replacing Carpenter with Noot, right? So you put Burley at the DH and you allow him to do that. You get a better outfielder and probably a better bat than Matt Carpenter right now. I think that's the expectation. Does it go that way? I don't know.
What happens, Carey, on the days where Pages has to catch, Contreras is your DH? Now what? Burleson or somebody's out of your lineup.
You better let Wilson catch every damn day then.
But that's not going to happen. So on those days that he doesn't, you've got to go to your outfield and screw things up now.
Mm-hmm. Might not be day Goldie needs a day off. You can put Burley at first base.
You can.
You could. Yeah.
To Jamie's point, though, Alec Burleson, when the team starts him in games, they're 40-32. They're 19-19 when Lars Nootbaar starts in games. So they're a 500 team, and they're 8 games above 500 with Alec Burleson. Alec Burleson has 13 go-ahead hits. That is a lot compared to Lars Nootbaar, too. The big thing is Lars Nootbaar can't stay healthy. And I want to go back to...
What was Nootbaar's numbers this year, though, even when he was healthy?
I got him right here.
Because I can't remember. It's been so long, I can't remember, Anthony.
I know he's been out. I get your point.
And if his numbers aren't, wowing, what are we doing here?
So he's only played 39 games. Today would be his 40th. 164 plate appearances. 5 home runs, 14 runs, 19 driven in, 3 RBI. He's hitting .234 with an on base of .337 and a slug of .404, WRC plus of 114.
All right, so he's doing okay.
So some of the stats
really
are good.
well.
Some of them are okay. Some of them are not.
Some of them are okay.
I want to go back to
39 games. That's it.
The New England Patriots and this is how Tom Brady started, and this is how things ended up going for Tom Brady. He was the starting quarterback. Drew Bledsoe injured, comes back, able to play, able to be the starter. And Bill Belichick said, no, we're sticking with Tom Brady. He has the most reps with this offense right now. Now, I'm comparing apples to oranges here, but to me, it's the same concept of this is a guy who's played with you the majority of the season in Alec Burleson, and he's doing a fine job at it. Are you going to switch things up because you think you need to shoehorn Lars Nootbaar into the lineup? I don't know. Why can't Lars Nootbaar be a bench bat?
Right.
Until he starts to heat up off the bench. And you're like, hey, we should probably play this guy.
Or some of the days you move Lars to center field and have, like Wills Contreras is a DH one day. You can move Lars to center and Siani goes to your bench. If we're talking about one
dip defensively,
it is.
And when you're a one-run team, when you're winning all your games by 1 run,
right,
you can't sacrifice defense right now.
Okay, but I don't think Lars is a terrible center fielder.
No,
not for. I'm just saying for a game.
Is he getting to those balls that Siani's getting to?
No.
Nobody is. Quite honestly,
Siani's been incredible. I agree with that. But what I'm saying is there will be some opportunities if you move the chess pieces around the board a little bit. I think the other question though is they have told us repeatedly now that Dylan Carlson is a 4th outfielder, if not 5th.
He's not good. Enough.
Like that's They don't like him in center at all, and I don't blame him. He's a corner outfielder. And with Lars Nootbaar back, he's a corner outfielder that's stuck behind multiple players now. He's not going to be in center. His only shot is going to be right if Lars Nootbaar struggles. But if he does, you got Burleson that can play out there too. So this is, Dylan Carlson's time here in St. Louis.
He has played his way potentially off of the roster. Just, if you're unable to hit from either side of the plate, if you're not, the one thing that you do well usually is play center field. If you're not able to beat out Michael Siani because he's playing at such an elite level, there's probably not a spot for you on this roster. And I don't know if you can trade him. I don't know if you have to, send him down. I don't know what you do with him, but he's potentially played himself definitely out of the lineup every day, but potentially off of the roster.
So Burleson's bat and Siani's defense are the things that have screwed up the outfield this year. And I don't mean screwed up the outfield for Jordan Walker, for Dylan Carlson, even for Tommy Edman when he comes back. Tommy Edman can't be an automatic. As much as we like Tommy Edman, he can't be an automatic. Michael Siani is elite defensively. Now, Tommy Edman brings more power to the plate. I get it. He's got a better bat than Michael Siani. But still, to me, when you have guys that are playing good in those positions, it just cannot be an automatic that when they come back, they get their place at the table, and then you get the scraps. If you've been the placeholder, you get the scraps.
Yeah.
Just can't be that way.
I agree. Cardinals go scoreless in the top of the first. They're taking on the Nationals today, wrapping things up at Nationals Park. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. Took some notes. A lot of people complaining about our lack of soccer coverage. So I took some notes on City SC, boys. Didn't like what I see at all. You'll hear it next on 101 ESPN. Mosby Building Arts, yes, they can completely redo your master bathroom or your kitchen. Or if you've been looking at a new basement, you want to redo it, or maybe you just have it done because it's unfinished. Mosby Building Arts, incredible. They are the right remodeling company. They'll bring somebody in that can work with you, your own interior designer, help you through step by step. And then when they start, you'll really see why they're the difference makers when it comes to being a remodeling company and why they are the right remodeling company. But consider Mosby Building Arts as well for smaller projects, because there is no small project for Mosby. We're talking about garage doors. They've got full door replacement that makes it look upscale. How about a new front door? Maybe a new front porch. Maybe you've been looking at your laundry room and you say, this thing is cluttered. We're stacking a lot of things in here. We're not maximizing the space. Call Mosby, because they have a project coordinator that's right for you, that will come in, that will maximize the space and make even the laundry room a spot where you want to spend a bunch of time in. When it comes to Mosby Building Arts, again, they have their own design team. They have their own, everybody's in-house. Plumbers are in-house. Electricians are in-house. Contractors are in-house to ensure that when they start your project, they do it in an efficient way. They keep you updated constantly. And when they start a project, they're always communicating with you to make sure that the project is going smoothly. So if you have any questions, you can work there with your project coordinator. They're incredible. 314-909-1800. Big project, small project, doesn't matter. Call Mosby Building Arts, the right remodeling company.
Draws are no longer acceptable for St. Louis side that has more than any side in MLS with 10. Here's Reed once again on the foray forward. A lovely skill there from the fullback. Pulls it back across. The header from Klein. And what a reply! Incredible! St. Louis City digging deep. And the City Slickers strike 1-1.
Yeah, then they lose 4-1. City SC. Hey, at least they didn't draw, though, right, guys? 4-1.
You'd rather draw than lose, Anthony. No complain about the draws.
You know what? It'd be nice, Carey, to see this club actually win. I know I know it might not be a realistic goal right now. And you know what? Goals would be nice, too, while we're at it.
Yeah, sure would be.
All right, so a lot of people, not a lot of people, some people, complaining about our lack of City SC coverage.
You notice that Anthony didn't bring up the 2-0 win against San Jose.
No, he did not.
The other week. Makes sense.
A 2-0 win.
First
the
game
San
for
Jose
the new head
Quakes.
coach.
Oh, okay, right.
Those earthquakes.
What's the record now?
Oh, Anthony, stop it.
Were they in the standings? Yeah, no, they had
Stop it, Anthony.
No, they had a nice day. Yeah, 2-0 win.
Okay, shooter.
Okay. I love that line. All right. So again, people complaining about the lack of City SC coverage. But boys, here's the thing. What's rule number 1?
Nobody's safe.
Nobody's safe.
Nope.
So if you want the City SC coverage, you're also going to get the proper fast lane City SC coverage, which of course means a lot of snark, especially when you're losing or drawing. And I know they're drawing a lot of fans. I get it. A lot of support. Soccer fan, you should feel really good about yourself here in St. Louis, okay? I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about your club that has stunk this year. Let's get into this game. You guys ready? So I took some notes here. Didn't like what I was seeing.
You were hot under the collar.
I was real hot.
I know.
He texted us, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I didn't get a response from you guys.
I thought the vulgarity was quite a bit, especially,
I'll clean it up.
you know?
On a holiday.
All right, so
Weekend.
Why don't we start off with Watts here? Okay. First half, Watts strong dribble, run in transition, horrible turnover, doesn't get back. You turn a ball over like that, you get your ass back. Okay.
Was the effort
Play a
as
little
bad
defense.
as Arenado's was?
Oh, when he
just got
ran
running?
around.
Yeah.
It was about the same.
Okay.
Yeah. So the rapid score in transition, terrible defending from City SC. Watts bad turnover, doesn't run. Klein gets caught leaving the middle open on a counter press, which is another issue here with City SC. The middle of the field, they want nothing to do. Sorry, pitch. They want nothing to do with the middle of the pitch. They don't want to defend it. They don't want to play a strong transition game. Rapids need just a few passes, go 60-plus yards, bury it for a 1-0 lead. Early negative impact from the Watts. Wenzel right side. Another bad possession I noted from Wenzel. He's getting turned around like he's a turnstile. Like a bad left tackle. City should be down 2-0. Then they let the Rapids attacker sit right in the middle of the field, completely unmarked by a defender. Another issue for them. Horrible back-to-back defensive possessions, again from City SC. We've seen this over and over. Each match, Jamie, we're seeing the same thing. Then they keep going up the right side. Nothing's open on the right side. I wonder why they're not scoring any goals. Let's constantly get up the field on the right side. Bunch of crosses from Watts. Nothing getting through. How about you go to the left side? Attack the left side of the pitch. They're actually doing something offensively on the left side. But no, we're going to stick with the right side. Glad you changed the coach for this. Nice adjustments, City SC. Let me turn my page here. Oh, by the way, without Leuven, completely lost. Completely lost in the middle of the field. No ball possession, no ball control in the middle. It's ridiculous. No playmaking, nothing. Berkey goes down. Good luck. Good luck if Berkey's hurt. You're done there. City gets outnumbered in the box again. How many times have we seen this, too? You don't have numbers in the box. You know how important that is, Jamie.
100%. If you're not dominating the box, you have no chance.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
Rapids lead 2-1. Absolutely shameful defensively. Should be probably 3-1. Don't worry, they lose 4-1 anyways. So you get to halftime. You get nothing. No adjustments again. Again, glad you changed the coach to make 0 adjustments here. Can't control the ball in the middle of the field again. Start the second half. Left side, don't push. Don't want to do the extra pass at all. It's like the opposite of the Blues with the power play. Let's do one more extra pass and then shoot when all the defenders are ready to go. City, opposite. Let's not do the extra pass to make sure somebody's open. Let's just fire one 100 miles an hour right at the goalkeeper. It's ridiculous. Another one here. Oh, Big Sam, can he make an impact? He gets in the game, right? Will he pass the ball? Nope. Doesn't want to pass the ball. Doesn't want to give opportunities to others who are open. Now, he did have one nice pass that was later on. Too few, it's too little too late there. things stabilize a little bit, but then again, defense completely falls apart. Caught completely out of position on the left side. Try to recover. Nope, Rapids jump the open area, 3-1. I don't know how you fix this. I don't know how you fix the defense. I don't know how you fix the ball control. It's sad right now. It's when it comes to City Park.
Some of it is fundamentals.
It's embarrassing.
But some of it, too, like you bring up the new head coach. It's tough to come in and make major adjustments to the way your team's playing immediately. They won their first game. That was nice. But then take a step backwards like that. To me, it's very telling as to where the talent is not this year.
Correct.
Like last year was a hard-working, blue-collar team. They pressed all over the place. They created turnovers. Their goalie was sensational. The most saves in all the MLS. He was the MVP, basically. So you relied heavily upon that.
Right.
But this year, you're getting, obviously Roman Berkey is still an elite goaltender, but you're not creating anything.
Right.
Yeah, the text from the 618 said, that felt like a Cleveland Browns post-game show. I couldn't agree
That's
more.
what it looks like.
Yep.
And you know what? That's not fair to the Browns, who were a playoff team last year.
Are they?
Last year they were.
Are they this year?
Yeah, thanks to Joe Flacco.
Won 11 games last year.
Are they going to be again?
Nah, probably not.
Probably not.
So there you go. There's your City coverage for you. Marsh, any thoughts?
Apparently the team is missing a lot of players, Anthony. You want to take that into consideration?
Next man up.
Why don't you don't play then? Don't play.
That's a good point. You can't use
because that's what other teams do, right? Nobody's injured. Other teams don't deal with injuries. Other teams don't have other problems with guys coming in and out of the lineup. They just fold too.
What's the deal?
Let's make excuses. Why don't we just keep making excuses?
Well, here I want to hear this though. Like, what's the deal with Klaus this year? Klaus is a guy, the Klausdale.
They figured him out,
and now he can't. The
offense went through him.
There was talk about they couldn't find somebody to play with them, and then Sam Adidaron was they couldn't play together properly. What's the deal? Like, if he's not the right guy, then come on.
They have nobody to they have nobody to move the offense through. They don't play defense. It's sloppy AF. Last year, Berkey masked a lot of their issues, and I hate to say it, but he did. It got worse. I mean, Carey, you and I were talking about this over the weekend. It got worse every single week last year in the second half.
But I thought that was because they were tired. I don't know how much that holds true. It felt to me like if you're a team that is going to be on the attack the entire game for an entire season, in June, July, August, it's hot as hell in St. Louis, and that might be a little bit harsh. And if your practices are as, revved up as the games are, or as they say, some of the practices may have been, that might cause people to be tired and worn down as well. So maybe you started to see some of that, regression as the season went along because people are tired. I mean, it's only so much your body can do before you start to break down during the season. And so it's so important to make sure you take care of your body. And it's on the coaches to take care of your body as well. You when you're a veteran, it's a little bit easier. In most sports, vets get days off, but younger players, they run them into the ground. No day.
We talk about Lars Nootbaar not being able to stay healthy. Klaus hasn't played since June 22nd, right. So he's a guy that can't stay on the field.
But they can't win if they don't, they don't have the guys.
Anthony,
they're not scoring at all.
And they haven't scored even when they had their guys. They haven't scored.
And much like hockey, if you don't score, you don't.
That's
win.
a problem. Bazooka Tooth 75 asked whether or not I've got a camp, maybe a get back camp for soccer. It's something we'll look at.
How about hustle camp?
Hustle camp, effort camp. Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, good call. All right, Mizzou had themselves a big weekend. Eli Drinkowitz, another strong weekend when it comes to recruiting. And we're going to talk to ESPN's Eli Lederman to talk about the recruiting impact that Eli Drinkowitz has had at Mizzou and how this compares maybe to the nation. Eli Lederman of ESPN will join us next on 101 ESPN.
fellas, if you're feeling not like yourself recently, maybe you're tired, maybe you're run down, maybe even a little depressed, and you can't get the energy to go to the gym, all that stuff, get checked out at Mentality. You could be suffering from low testosterone. It happens 20, 30, 40 years old and up. It happens to all guys. It's not a big deal. You get in there, the board-certified physicians are going to sit down and talk to you and find out what's been bothering you, and then they do a blood panel. And the blood panel doesn't lie. So it tells you exactly what's going on with your body, and that's when the magic happens. They put you on your specific program designed specifically for you. And Anthony, we know that right from that moment on, things start to change.
It's safe. It's easy. You go in. You get, you jump on the program. But here's the thing, like Jamie said, all of a sudden you start to feel better. And it's amazing how everything kind of lines up. You start working out again. You start eating right again. You start to avoid some of the bad habits that you fell into before. But are you going to be somebody that just says, you know what, I'm getting older, it's what happens, and I'm going to find a couch and that's it? Jamie and I decided to do something about it. I've got little ones. Jamie's got kids. Want to be active. Want to be healthy. Want to be, at even older, 56 years old. I want to still be able to go out with the kids, play sports and all that. You can do that, but you have to do something about it. So for us, it was visiting Mentality. 2 locations, one in Chesterfield, one in South County. Like I said, the program is safe. They're constantly monitoring your health. They're constantly checking your blood to make sure there's nothing else going on and that you feel great. And Jamie and I do. So visit them online at lowtusa.com or check them out in their storefronts. Again, Chesterfield or South County. It's Mentality.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals are still in Washington. It is the bottom of the second inning. 0-0 is the score as Miles Michaelis is on the mound. We'll keep you updated on today's game throughout the remainder of the show. But we want to talk some Mizzou football, a trio of recruits Mizzou has picked up. We're going to talk about that next with Eli Lederman, who covers national recruiting and college football for ESPN. We'll dive into that next right here in the Fast Lane. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at londoff.com. Chevy, together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN with Super Bowl champion Carey Davis and former Blues defenseman Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Let's head to the 101 ESPN Celebrity Line. We're joined by Eli Lederman, Mizzou grad, and somebody that works for ESPN.com, covering the recruiting specifically for some of the top programs in the nation. And boy, Mizzou had itself a great weekend recruiting-wise. Eli, thank you so much for joining us. How you doing?
Guys, I'm good. I'm glad to be talking to you. And, as you said, an exciting time in Columbia over the weekend if you're talking about that 2025 class.
No doubt. So we know that you graduated from Mizzou, so there's a certain place in your heart for the Tigers, but you also cover the college football landscape from a recruiting standpoint nationally. For those that don't know, what did Mizzou do over the weekend, and why specifically was it big for them in the landscape of college football?
Well, they never recruited like this when I was on campus, I can tell you that much.
I think a lot of Mizzou grads said that.
For Mizzou, I was a Barry Odom era Mizzou student. And so this is, entirely different. I mean, adding 4 guys over the weekend, including 2 of their top 3 prospects now, and Donovan Oligbode and Lamont Rogers beating Oklahoma. To him, we know that's going to spark plenty of back and forth from Norman to Columbia. This is just simply like the latest examples of Eli Drinkwitz and this staff and this program maximizing what they have at their disposal, taking advantage of everything that's changed these last few years. We know how big of a deal NIL and all that has become, particularly for Missouri. I think they're probably one of those schools you'd look at and say, as a poster child of NIL hit, and they found a way to climb a bit using it. This has been part of the trend for Eli Drinkwitz and Mizzou, and this weekend was really just the latest step in that.
Eli, when we're talking about the NIL money and just, where Mizzou is, like, why has the NIL helped Mizzou so much? In particular them, because I feel like they're one of the schools that nobody really thought about, at recruiting and whatnot, but now every time I hear about them recruiting, it's because, wow, the NIL. So what is it in particular about the NIL that's helped Mizzou?
Yeah, I mean, for one, there's the law in the state that more and more there's other states following, but Missouri was really early on its NIL laws, especially for in-state guys. And you think about, the poster child there, Luther Burden, and his commitment and what that has done. I think he's been a major trendsetter just in general for Missouri recruiting. But the fact is, everybody's got money. Everybody is able to use it. Missouri's not like they have a ton more money than Alabama, Georgia, Tennessee, but I think the fact is nowadays, like, money's one thing, but skilled recruiting and knowing how to work all of this is another. And money doesn't buy everything. It doesn't figure it all out. And that's where you got to give credit to Eli Drinkwitz, to the university, I think, and the support he's gotten. They've combined money and a time where now the money is above table, and we know NIL is a big part of this, with doing it smartly, knowing how to recruit in this era, and really making serious moves that on the football field right now have them in as good of a position as they've been in at least a decade, but also on the recruiting trail, just cleaning up.
Eli, we often talk about the skill positions, and everyone gets excited about those guys. But you talked about Lamont Rogers, an offensive lineman from Texas, 6'7", 305 pounds. Looks like he moves extremely well. Might even be a basketball player. Tell me a little bit about him and what you expect from him this upcoming season in his career at Mizzou.
Yeah, I mean, he's a supreme talent, and that's why, it wasn't just Missouri. It was Florida State, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, all after him. And he's going to be one of those guys. You're right. He's maybe not going to excite folks the way Luther Burden does right now, or one of those wide receivers will someday. And even Matt Zoller's the top quarterback. But this is where you build it. We know that in the SEC. Mizzou's learned that over the last, decade plus it's been there in the league. And those are really the building blocks. You can always land a high-profile skill guy, and that can be really exciting. But it's stacking classes and stacking on the line of scrimmage that does it in the SEC, and it's what Missouri's begun to do.
Eli, I'm going to go back to the recruiting just for a second, because I'm just really fascinated as to how Mizzou has done such a great job. And you talk about Eli Drinkwitz and his staff, but other staffs, too, are selling their programs really well. What is it specifically you think about Eli Drinkwitz and his staff that when they show up at your front door, you're buying in?
Yeah, I think they're able. You're right. Everyone's selling their deal, and everyone, all these coaches and their staff are as good at coaching football as they are at selling their program, so they have to be. But there's clearly something, again, about this modern world of recruiting. This isn't, what it used to be of sitting on a family's couch. That's still part of it. But it's a modern world. It's a modern world of scouting. These personnel departments are operating more and more like NFL personnel departments. You think about the money. It's not quite a salary cap, but everyone's having to think really intelligently about what they're doing with their money. And so maybe that doesn't quite answer the question of what makes Drinkwitz and this staff different, but it really is that they've taken on this modern moment in college football and college football recruiting. And seemingly about as anybody, outside of the elite upper crust, they've found ways to make gains there. And that's what it is. They're still not recruiting at the level of, say, Georgia or Ohio State or Alabama. But for Missouri, that's okay for now. They've climbed up from where they were. Used to be, perennially just 3 stars. Now they're getting some of those bigger guys, and it's showing up again in recruiting and then later on the field.
Eli Lederman covers the national landscape when it comes to recruiting for ESPN in college football. Eli, when it comes to that exact topic, the national landscape, and we get the question a lot of, do you guys think that Mizzou is a legitimate contender next year, playoff contender? And we all say, yeah, absolutely, based on what they did last year. But from a recruiting standpoint, can you help put it into perspective how well Eli Drinkwitz has recruited, not just this last recruiting class or what he's doing now, but over the last couple of years in relation to the national landscape?
Yeah, I think our good friend Gabe DeArmond had some tweet about that there's been X number of top 15 classes all time or something like that. Or schools that have done it twice. Missouri, if they hold on here, they're going to do it for just the second time in program history.
Wow.
So that tells you plenty about where they're moving, and in reference to years past where plenty of talented guys in that program, but and certainly under Gary Pinkel it was, and Barry Odom, it was about getting in a 3-star guy who you saw something in and developed. It was not always about, outside of a few exceptions, bringing in these high-profile recruits. So they have absolutely climbed, and it has shown up on the field. And I think this is a moment for a school like Missouri, and there's a lot of programs like them that are not in that upper crust, but have been able to level the playing field a bit. Now you have a 12-team playoff. That's what opens it up, certainly, for Missouri this coming year. But there's no reason that a school in the SEC, with all the advantages that Missouri has, and the disadvantages as well, being where they are and all that they can't be competing, and it's showing up on the trail.
Eli, you just mentioned it there a second ago about the expanded playoffs. With the work that Eli Drinkwitz has done the past couple of years and coming off the season they had last year, should we expect the Missouri Tigers to be in the playoffs this year?
I'm as someone who spent 4 years in Columbia, I'm where and was there the night, for instance, Michael Porter Jr. left his first game 2 minutes in, and watched a lot of good things in Missouri go bad. There's that tendency to think that the second things look good, it's right around the corner. But at the same time, you look at the roster, you look at who they brought back. I think Luther Burden is going to be one of the most exciting players in college football. And then you consider a 12-team playoff. Why not? Why can't they be there? And perhaps come late November, people will be lamenting the fact that it was another missed opportunity, or perhaps we'll be talking about, Missouri's first college football playoff appearance. I think they're poised to be right there.
Eli, with recruiting and going nationally as Mizzou has, you tend to get players from all over the country, but also you want to make sure that they lock down the backyard in St. Louis and surrounding cities of Columbia. How important is that, and how has that been for them? They lost out on a couple of guys, Jeremiah McClellan and Corey Sims, who went to Oregon and who are going to USC, respectively. What have they said about those guys that are here locally?
Yeah, I mean, that goes, again, back all the way to Gary Pinkel and Barry Odom and through to Eli Drinkwitz, with starting at home. And that's been important, and it's shown. You get someone like Luther Burden, that he's been a program changer. There probably hasn't been another Luther Burden since in terms of in-state, and yes, they've missed out on guys, but, you just look at the class. I think it's less about getting every single one of them as it is making sure that all of them aren't leaving the state. I think there was a time there, late 2010s, right around when Eli Drinkwitz got there, Missouri simply wasn't keeping guys in state. And, it is one thing when it is a top guy, but you know what? When the 5th, 6th, 7th ranked guy in your class and you're keeping a 4-star offensive tackle in state rather than them going, to to Texas or somewhere like that, leaving the state, that's what they were missing out on, and it's what they've changed. And it's one of the pieces in what's just made this a much more solid program, even just from a roster construction standpoint.
Eli, we know the ones that have committed to Mizzou, but are there any players out there, big-time players, that Mizzou is still in on that haven't made their commitment yet?
I'll probably disappoint you. I don't, off the top of the head, I don't have that list in front of me. But the fact is they're going to remain competitive, and weekends like the one they just had are only going to help. I mean, they've got to make sure they get this class across the line. Like if it's going to be top 15, they've got to make sure they get across the line with what they have right now and continuing to add. But there's no doubt that for Eli Drinkwitz, the momentum he's building, what we know is going to be on the field this fall, or what we expect to be on the field this fall, along with weekends like the one he just had, that's going to help. And so, let's see down the stretch, who are they in the running for? It's going to help that they've done the work they have already.
Eli, great stuff, man. We really appreciate you stopping on by, and we hope to chat with you again about your Mizzou Tigers.
My pleasure, guys. Thank you.
Thank you. That's Eli Lederman of ESPN.com, a Mizzou grad, and he talks like a Mizzou grad, too. It's funny. Our good buddy Nick Wagner, who's also a Mizzou grad, covered the Rams here in St. Louis for not only the Rams and then ESPN.com, and is now, of course, covering the 49ers for ESPN.com. He speaks the same way. It's like, I don't know. So we'll see.
They've had some traumatic experiences.
Yeah, a lot.
Happens.
So, yeah, Mizzou fans kind of speak the same way, but I get it. Are the Blues becoming the Cardinals? There's some indications that from a front office standpoint, maybe the way they're roster building, there's some similarities. Is it a problem? That's next on 101 ESPN.
The world of car and home insurance is changing rapidly, and you don't want to be on the outside looking in. That's why I choose Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency. Tracy does a fantastic job of making sure that everything is up to date, going through your profile, making sure that all of your accounts are set the right way, that you're getting the best rate for your insurance, and that the coverage is proper. And that's the one thing that you don't always get. Some of those big 1-800 numbers you call, and the person who answers the phone, they don't know who you are. And I'm not saying they don't care, but maybe they don't care about what's going on. Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency, they do care. They care a lot. And when you pick up the phone and you need answers and it's a stressful situation, you need someone that you can trust, and that is the Bibb Agency. I know, I've been there. My children have been there, and Tracy Bibb and the Bibb Agency have also been there for us. So please pick up the phone, call Tracy for a free non-committal quote. It's really easy. Just call 314-328-4260. Again, that's 314-328-4260. It's no fib. You're in good hands with Tracy Bibb.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. So, Jamie, you had sent out a tweet over the weekend because we were joking last week about whether or not the Blues are becoming more like the Cardinals in some of the moves that they have been making. But then Doug Armstrong talked about how much Pavel Buchnevich wanted to be here in St. Louis, and you had joked like, yeah, see, they are the Cardinals now because, of course, Sonny Gray and Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson. Though, anytime that Mo was asked about those players and why, some of the reasons why they signed here or why they signed those guys, Mo said, well, they wanted to be Cardinals. They wanted to be here. But from a roster building standpoint, there are some similarities between the two, and I think it's understandable. Both teams have a young core that they really like, but they also know that they've got some bridge years here, specifically with the Cardinals pitching. Mm-hmm. You have Tink Hence and some of these younger guys, but they knew that they weren't going to be ready for this year. Not just Tink Hence, but Michael McGreevy and some of these other guys. Paul Goldschmidt just hit a home run for the Cardinals to make it 2-0.
Congratulations, Anthony.
Thank you, guys. Yes. He's back. I'm separating now from Carey.
Yeah.
It's 7 points now, Jamie. 2-0 Cardinals. But from a pitching standpoint, they knew those guys weren't going to be ready. So they had to sign Lance Lynn and Kyle Gibson. They wanted to sign Sonny Gray, but that was a multi-year deal. These other two guys, they're clearly they're bridge players. You have to bridge the gap between now and those young guys that are coming up in the future. I don't think it's that different from the Blues when you look at guys like Dvorak and some of these other younger players, Snuggerud maybe. The Army's trying to bridge the gap. So what do? You try to be as competitive as possible within the framework of a salary cap or a budget like the Cardinals.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that you just look at the Joseph boys that they brought in. Those guys are the mid-20-ish players. Like, they're not young, they're not old. They're guys that are bridging the gap for you. And if they end up being more than that, well, fantastic. That's great. Yeah. You'll take that every day. But I sent that original comment out because of Pavel Buchnevich, and we were talking in the office. I think it's a bigger deal that Pavel Buchnevich wants to be a Blue than some of the Cardinals guys want to be a Cardinals. Because when you look at the Cardinals on paper in the offseason, they still had Arenado and Goldie, who had not had their slump of power here this season. Yeah. They had really good young talent. Like, it was an easy sell for some of these guys to go to St. Louis. We were in last place last year, but we know that was an anomaly. Mm-hmm. We have a good team here. Wilson Contreras is hitting for us. So you look at that and you're like, okay, yeah, probably a competitive team. For Pavel Buchnevich, the shoe's on the other foot. He's knowingly staying here, wanting to be a St. Louis Blue, knowing that they're in a retool here or a rebuild, whatever your word of the week is. Mm-hmm. And I think that speaks volumes as for two things. One, whatever Doug Armstrong and Alex Steen told him about how they're going about their business over the next couple of years, he was happy with. And two, he really wants to be a Blue. He wants to be a part of the solution and not just jump off the sinking ship, so to say. So for me, that's why I was like, well, I think it's a big deal that a player who could have walked onto the open market and made equally as much and probably got more years to want to be here in St. Louis and be part of that process of turning this ship around. Yeah. So I think that was positive.
Yeah, it made you think that there is a clear plan and something to look forward to. It probably gives you a little bit of excitement. And to keep a player here, that's been here for as the number of years that Buchnevich has, it's going to help the team. My question that I was asking you and you, Anthony, is how important is that when signing a player for them to want to be in that city? Is it, you could throw numbers out and people say, oh, he's getting paid X amount of dollars, but how important is it for a player when he says, yeah, I want to be a part of that rebuild or that retool, or I want to help correct some of the things that we didn't do well in the past couple of years? How important is that?
I think it's really important. Carey, too, like, you got a guy that wants to come back to your team or come to your team in particular. There's an element of pride immediately. Mm-hmm. Like, I want to be there. I want to be a Blue. I want to be a Cardinal. And you don't want to show up and be a Blue or a Cardinal and stink, right? You want to commit, like, you want to be a part of the championship team, hopefully. Correct. You never know. But so for me, if I'm a GM and I'm talking to four guys who are in and around the same talent level, in and around the same amount of money, and I've got three that are just like the agents are Well, we're shopping. You guys are on the list, you know. Or I've got the one guy that says, his agent says, listen, he wants to be a Cardinal. We're not even talking to other teams right now. If this goes south, then we'll figure it out. But I want the guy who wants to be a Cardinal. Or a Blue, whatever it is. I want that guy. Because he's going to come into my locker room or my clubhouse, and he's going to want to have a positive effect on this team immediately.
Absolutely.
And that's what creates your culture.
Yeah, definitely. We do need a new Gauntlet contestant, so if you want to participate in the Gauntlet today, you can. 314-399-9646 is the Air Comfort Service text line. Again, we need a new Gauntlet contender, 314-399-9646. Yeah, you're right, Jamie. I mean, especially when it becomes, if you have a situation where you have free agents and they're all kind of lined up and they're all similar, they all maybe do different things. Now you're looking for the separator, and you're looking for guys maybe with some championship pedigree, or like you're saying, or they do want to be a part of your clubhouse, and they want to be part of maybe a turnaround or part of the next group that gets things going again from a cup standpoint. So I think it's important. I don't think it should be the end all be all, but I don't think teams operate that way anyways. Like, oh, you want to be here? Cool, that's all you need. You don't have to have talent.
That matters.
Well, it kind of happened.
Damn.
Hey, you know what?
Players though,
they're playing pretty good.
Yeah,
they're fine.
Yeah,
no,
depending on the day.
Fine.
Oh, they're fine.
They're 5 games above 500, Jamie.
Yeah, they are, and they're winning 2-0 now.
Yeah.
Oh boy, he just did that.
About to be 6.
With glasses today.
Yep.
He's all kinds of fired up, that's for sure. Cardinals up 2-0 right now over the Nationals. Paul Goldschmidt hit a solo home run. I think the other, outside of that, of course, because as we talk about hitting in the middle of the lineup, he's hitting cleanup today. So he provides some pop. Unfortunately, nobody's on base, but that's not his fault. So he gets the solo shot to make it 2-0. The other aspect here that was interesting so far is that Miles Michaelis has pitched well. 3 innings, 2 hits, no walks, 2 Ks, 39 pitches. He needed to have himself a bounce back performance. Now we're heading into the bottom of the 4th, so we still have a long way to go. But he's got to go deep into this game. I mean, your bullpen has been, just. Used and used, and you had a couple of extra, 4 extra inning games in a row, and Lance Lynn gets annihilated on Saturday.
Am I wrong for feeling like that's a concern? Like I've said it before, we talked about
extra
it.
Innings?
No, not the extra innings, the bullpen. Like the use. Is there? Am I the only one concerned?
No, I like the way they're spreading it around recently, though.
Yeah.
They're doing a really good job of mixing, and Roycroft has been a gem for them to find. Yep. He'll be on the Memphis shuttle all year long, but you know that when you bring him up, you can pitch him.
Yeah.
He can play.
I agree.
That takes the stress off of some of the other guys.
All right, we've got our Gauntlet next in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. All throughout the month of July, you're going to find excellent savings and great deals at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. In fact, they extended their hail sale for a limited time, so you can enjoy massive price discounts with no payments for 3 months and no down payment available on select new and used inventory. And again, you can do so right now at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum. All current Nissan specials and incentives are eligible for any hail-affected new Nissan, so you can stack up the discounts and save thousands. With over 700 vehicles all in one location, you're bound to find the perfect vehicle that fits your needs and your budget. As always, at Auto Centers Nissan Herculaneum, they have the 30-day new car return promise. Within 30 days, you can bring the vehicle back for any reason and get a full refund when it comes to your money. A lot of times, though, you're going to love the way that the sales experience goes, the financing. They've got financing options for everyone, whether you have good credit or bad credit. Auto Centers Nissan, they will take care of you. Plus, they give you the complimentary lifetime warranty on new Nissans and eligible used vehicles, as well as the complimentary 1-year maintenance on new Nissan purchases. Check them out online at autocentersnissan.com. And when you head out to Herculaneum, tell them Stalter sent you. It's Auto Centers Nissan.
warriors. 4 categories, 1 challenger. Can you survive the Gauntlet?
4 o'clock, your time check is brought to you by Clarkson Jewelers, an officially licensed Rolex jeweler with Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Time for the Gauntlet. Marsh, who do we got today?
We have Andy on the line today for the Gauntlet.
What's up, Andy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Not much, brother. Appreciate you playing. Thanks for listening. Is this your first time?
No, I did it a couple years back. So
how'd you do?
Second time. I lost.
Oh, I'm sorry. Who got you? Who beat you?
So hoping to get some redemption.
Okay.
I don't remember.
No. Oh, don't even remember.
Wow, wasn't even memorable for
Wow, okay. Man. All right, Andy. Well, you have
Might have been Randy, honestly.
Oh, that was not. Oh, well, unless it was a pinch hit gauntlet experience, I guess. I don't know. All right, Andy, would you like to take on Marsh, Carey, Jamie, or me today?
I'll take on Carey.
Carey Davis.
Carey.
Good luck, Andy.
Thank you.
Has Carey played more than anybody, Marsh? Do you know?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't even need to look at the stats.
Okay, good. Fair enough. Andy, go ahead and tell Marsh to spin that wheel.
Spin the wheel, Marsh.
What category are we hoping for?
Maybe baseball.
Maybe baseball.
Or football.
Okay. All right, or football. Marsh, do we have baseball or football?
We did one of them. Football, baby.
Okay. How do you feel about football, Andy?
I feel pretty good, but I'm going up against Carey now, so I don't know.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. It's his sport.
It depends. Lately, Bradford and Grant, they get very specific with their questions. Like they'll hone in on like one team.
They've
already
had like
looked at-
themes.
Already looked at the questions. Should be in for a doozy.
Do we have a theme again
Oh,
here, Marsh?
yeah, we do.
Okay.
Kind of. It's football.
Okay. All right, Andy. 4 questions, all football related. 4 questions, same ones will be given to Carey. Each question is worth 2 points unless you ask for the options. If you ask for the options, those are only worth 1 point. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, question 1. The Birmingham Stallions recently won the UFL championship here in St. Louis. Name their starting quarterback.
Oh, wow. No idea. I'll take the options.
Adrian Martinez, Quentin Dormady, Central Michigan finest, Jordan Teamu. Adrian Martinez, Quentin Dormady, or Jordan Teamu.
I remember Jordan Teamu. Deep back in the... I'll go with Jordan Teamu.
Final answer?
Final answer.
All right, Andy, question 2. Name the first Super Bowl MVP who was a non-quarterback. This linebacker had 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery for the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl V.
Super Bowl V.
Feels like yesterday.
I guess I'll take the options.
All right. Was it Jake Scott, Randy White, or Chuck Howley?
I'll go with... What was the last one?
Chuck Howley.
I'll go with Chuck Howley.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Question number 3. Who was the last team to be beaten by the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs?
Let me think. So that's a couple years ago. I'll do the options.
Options are the New York Football Giants, the Green Bay Packers, or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Final answer.
All right, Andy, question number 4. Name the Rams player whose number 29 was retired by the team. Name the Rams player who wore 29 and is retired by the team.
Wow, these are all tough. I'll do the options again.
All right, Bob Waterfield, Jack Youngblood, or Eric Dickerson?
Was he 29? The second one was Jack Youngblood.
Yeah, so Bob Waterfield,
Okay.
Jack Youngblood, or Eric
29?
Dickerson. 29.
29 seems like a running back number, so I'm going to go with Eric Dickerson. Final answer.
All right. Let's bring back Carey Davis. Andy, how you feeling?
Not great at all.
Okay. Andy, by the way, is this the Andy from the Snake Pit on YouTube?
No, I don't even know what the Snake Pit. Oh, Jake Roberts Snake Pit?
No. Okay. All right. So Snake Pit is our YouTube channel, and I'm looking at some of the comments. YouTube channel is talking about.
That's not our Andy. Our Andy. Andy and I won last month.
Oh, that's right.
I'd know if it was my Andy.
No.
This is a new Andy.
Makes sense. All right, CD.
Yeah, I'm new Andy.
There you go.
CD, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Category today is football.
Football.
Okay.
Jamie?
Oh, pack a lunch, buddy.
All right.
Question 1. The Birmingham Stallions recently won the UFL championship here in St. Louis. Name their starting quarterback.
They benched him the week before. What? Because he was performing. Martinez? You need a first name?
Yes.
Complete name, sir.
Give me the options.
Okay. Adrian Martinez, Quentin Dormady, or Jordan Ta'amu.
Adrian Martinez, final answer.
Question 2, Carey. Name the first Super Bowl MVP who was a non-quarterback. This linebacker had 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery for the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl V.
Oh. I was definitely going somewhere else. I feel like give me the options.
Was it Jake Scott, Randy White, or Chuck Howley?
Randy White, final answer.
Question number 3. Who was the last team to be beaten by the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs?
Green Bay Packers, final answer. Hold on. Whoa. That don't get. To beat the Cowboys, to be beaten by the Cowboys. Good dog it, I missed it. All right. Too late now.
Final answer has been said.
Dog it.
Question 4. Name the Rams player whose number 29 was retired by the team.
It's Eric Dickerson. Final answer.
Slowed down a little bit that time, didn't you?
Did.
You pumped the brakes, huh, Carey?
I'm going to be so mad about that.
Probably.
All right, let's go over this. Name the Rams player whose number 29 was retired by the team. Carey, you said Eric Dickerson. Andy, you said Eric Dickerson. Correct answer is?
It was, in fact, Eric Dickerson.
But CD did not use the options. So CD has a 2-1 lead over Andy. The Birmingham Stallions recently won the UFL championship here in St. Louis. Name their starting quarterback. Andy, with the options, you said Jordan Ta'amu. Carey, with the options, you said Adrian Martinez. Correct answer is?
It is Adrian Martinez.
So Carey now has a 3-1 lead over Andy. Name the first Super Bowl MVP who was a non-quarterback. This linebacker had 2 interceptions and a fumble recovery for the Dallas Cowboys in Super Bowl V. Andy, with the options, went with Chuck Howley. Carey, with the options, went with Randy White. Correct answer is?
Randy White was an MVP, but that was Super Bowl 12. The answer is Chuck Howley.
Carey with a 3-2 lead over
It's
Andy.
down to this one, Anthony.
He didn't need the options?
He did. He had Eric Dickerson.
Okay.
That was 1 point.
Just checking
Chuck
your
Howley,
math, Anthony.
2
checking
points.
your math.
I would, too.
CD, you had a 2-pointer on Eric Dickerson. You had a 1-pointer on Adrian Martinez. It is now 3-2. Last question. Who was the last team to be beaten by the Dallas Cowboys in the playoffs?
Beaten
Carey-
by the Cowboys.
Yeah.
Carey went with the Green Bay Packers.
They were beaten. They beat the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Who would you say, now that you've heard this question and have completely...
I would need the options. So, I mean, what year was it? Hell. I don't know.
Your options are the New York Giants, the Green Bay Packers, or the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I would probably say the Giants, I think.
Andy went with the Buccaneers.
Okay.
If it's the Buccaneers, we have a walk-off. If it's the Packers or the Giants, Carey wins today by 1. Andy.
Walk it off.
It was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was Tom Brady's Bucs.
last game.
Yeah.
Oh, it was.
It was Brady retirement night.
Yep. Dak went into Tampa, and
He did.
that was all she wrote. So, Andy, this is how it's going to work. You're going to hold off on your answer. Carey's going to write down his answer. When he shows us, we'll go to you. No cheating. You'll have to have an answer within a couple of seconds, all right?
All right.
Closest to the pin wins today.
Marcia, you ready over there?
I'm ready.
Okay, because the numbers sometimes they're problematic for you and I. Anthony.
Yeah, certainly. Jamie, we're doing a lot. Reading questions, things like that. Here's your tiebreaker question. As mentioned in a previous set of Gauntlet football questions, Michigan Stadium has the largest seating capacity in all of college football. What is their max capacity according to NCAA.com? Carey's writing his
Carey
answer
has his
down.
answer?
Carey has his answer.
Yep.
Andy, what is yours?
I'm going to say 95,750.
We do not need a calculator on this one. Andy.
You have chosen poorly.
You lose today.
Carey was pretty confident in what he wrote down.
Carey, what was yours?
103,000.
103,000. Andy was in the 95,000 range. The official number is 107,601.
They don't call it the big house. They don't call it the big house for nothing, folks. Andy, I'm sorry. Carey got you the tiebreaker today.
It was fun. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Andy.
Thanks, Andy. Take
Thanks,
care,
new
bud.
Andy. Appreciate it.
New Andy.
So, Carey, does it?
Adrian Martinez one I knew, but I was for. Is AJ Martinez or does
It's
it go by
Adrian.
AJ? No,
No.
because I was going to say I might have said AJ.
Apparently, Quentin Dormady was the starting quarterback. Adrian Martinez took over.
Yeah, he was at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And then Martinez. I mean, it was pretty quick,
Martinez
though.
was
Yeah. But their starting quarterback for the title game, I believe, was Adrian Martinez.
Yeah,
He got
won
benched the
the
week
MVP.
before.
Right.
He got
Yeah.
benched the week before because he wasn't playing well,
Right.
but he came back in.
That's what happens when you don't play well.
Yeah, you get benched.
In some places.
Typically. Yeah, in some places. You're right.
In the good places. Yeah, that's what happens.
You want to win. That's right. All right. The boys, BK and Ferrario, were talking about Jordan Walker. Can you read it or no? I'll just ask that. Can you read it or no?
I don't.
Can you read it or no?
Yeah, I see it now. Want me to read it? Text comes in from the 618. Says, my wife just ran over a squirrel as we're going to dinner. I looked at her and said, honey, that squirrel was sick. We have to get T-shirts made. Don't worry, it was sick.
That got brought up this weekend. I almost hit a dog this weekend.
Did you?
It ran right onto the road, Anthony.
Oh, man.
I slammed those brakes on so quickly, I couldn't even see him. Like, when I stopped, he was nowhere in sight. And I go, where is this dog?
Uh-oh.
And all of a sudden, I look to my left. He's just trotting down the road. I go, thank God he's alive. And then it kept going. And then all of a sudden,
He wasn't sick.
And after that, I told my girlfriend,
He wasn't.
if I would have ran over that dog, he would have been sick. And then I went and told the story. Not the turtle story, but I told both.
Yeah, the blue heron story. Yeah. Well, you know what? I bet your wife appreciated that, Texter. You know, she probably doesn't feel as bad now. And that squirrel was sick. There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. Yeah. All right. Is Jordan Walker worth trading away? We'll have that conversation next on 101 ESPN.
Stella Artois is partnering with Hot Ones to bring you hot wings and hot trivia questions here in St. Louis. You can sign up for the event to compete in the next Hot Ones event at the Hot Shots in Wentzville on July 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. Your host this time will be Scott Rizzuto from The Rizzuto Show over there at The Point. You'll be doing Hot Ones trivia for your chance at an awesome staycation to be given to the winner at the grand finale, which will be on August 8th. To sign up and compete, visit Cyberg's or Hot Shots locations, and it's really easy. The little cards are right on the table. Got a little QR code. Just take a little picture of that, and then you can sign up, and you can be a part of it. But if you don't want to compete, if you just want to go and check things out, please do so. Come out and support one of your friends. Come out and support one of either Cyberg's or Hot Shots. Plus, you're going to enjoy free Stella samplings and your chance to win attendance prizes. It really is an awesome event. We did it just a couple weeks ago. I had a blast doing it. The contestants had a blast doing it. And, of course, everything washed down with wonderful Stella Artois from Anheuser-Busch. So please, again, stop by one of those locations, sign up to compete, or show up on July 11th from 6 to 8 p.m. and watch our guy Riz as he hosts the next Hot Wings and Hot Ones, brought to you by Stella Artois, Anheuser-Busch, and the Hot Ones franchise.
It is the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. One of our loyal listeners in the Snake Pit sent us a care package last week. And as we opened it and we read the letter, which was fantastic. It was a care package for us here in the show. And one of the things that Paper Straws from the Snake Pit mentioned was that sometimes we don't always dress to impress. He wanted to offer us something to class us up a little bit. And when we're talking about the Cardinals, there's no better thing, especially when we're talking about a trade, than to wear some red bow ties.
Yeah. We're channeling our inner Mozeliak.
That's right. So Paper Straws, we thank you. We did get your care package, including the Pop-Tarts.
Oh, the Pop-Tarts have been a hit.
And the red Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
Which we will be diving into.
And the paper straws.
And the paper straws, of course.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Paper straws actually literally sent us
paper straws.
Paper straws. Yeah. Which we thought was appropriate. But we read the letter. I read it to everybody out loud. Believe it or not, it was part of an exercise for me as I continue to try to read better.
You did very well.
I was proud of you, actually.
Thank you.
I mean, when you stumbled, you paused, you went back,
thanks.
and you tried again.
Thanks,
you didn't
guys.
get frustrated like you used to.
Yeah.
It was good.
I didn't turn over a desk and punch a hole through the wall like I have been known to. Before.
You're getting better.
Thanks,
Anthony.
guys.
I'm proud of you.
But Paper Straws, thank you. We appreciate you. Yeah, we will. We've already dove into the Pop-Tarts.
You dove into the Kool-Aid over the weekend.
Yeah,
You started drinking that.
Of course.
Wednesday. You've been drinking the Kool-Aid for a while.
Oh, no, it was Friday night.
Yeah.
Once
they came back.
Once they rallied.
Little Tito's and that Kool-Aid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. Yeah. All right. Jordan Walker. Carey, you were listening to our guys, BK and Ferrario, and they were having the discussion about whether or not it would be worth it to trade Jordan Walker at this point.
Yeah.
What did they conclude? I
think BK and Tanner were against it, and I believe Alex was for it if you could get the right thing in return. And I'm of the mindset of what BK and Tanner were saying. I don't think that that's a player that you trade. It's almost like, this young man was highly touted, one of the top prospects, not only in your organization, but in Major League Baseball. If you're the Baltimore Orioles, are you receiving calls on Jackson Holiday?
Yes.
You're probably getting calls, yeah.
You're receiving them.
Are you
accepting?
Are you accepting the phone call when they call, or are you hanging up?
I think hanging up is probably a little bit impolite.
Well, no, I think calling is impolite if you're calling for something that's not available.
If you see something that you want, you go after it, Carey.
Oh, Jamie, you're not wrong. But if you know it's not attainable, you kind of got to know.
Still try.
Know where you're playing, right?
Yeah.
So I say that to say I don't think the Baltimore Orioles are saying, the kid Jackson is struggling. He brought him up, had to send him back down. I don't know what's going to happen. Hell no. Mm-hmm. They're saying, you know what, son, go figure it out. We trust that you'll develop into the player that we scouted you to be. And I think the Cardinals, hopefully, are doing the same thing. I hope there are no plans to move Jordan Walker at the trade deadline. That he has, in my opinion, the most upside of all of the players. We talk about Lars coming back. He's often hurt, right? We talk about Alec Burleson. He's good at play, but, he's gotten better in the field. He's not as athletic as Jordan Walker. Tommy Edman, he brings something, but maybe doesn't bring the bat. If Jordan Walker can do both, which he's projected to be a outstanding outfielder, both at the plate and eventually in the field, I don't think you move on from those guys at all. There's no reason to move on from a future 3-hole batter, which you probably could use in this lineup. We've seen that Wilson Contreras is there now, but you could see him batting in the 3, 4, or 5 hole if he's able to get the launch angle that they're so worried and concerned about, and start hitting the ball, driving the ball into the outfield and over the fence.
Yeah, that's cute. I'm trading him.
Mo. What?
I'm trading him. And hear me out.
Oh, God.
Okay? Garrett Crochet. If I can put Jordan Walker into a deal for Garrett Crochet, I'm doing it. Why? Because if surrounds Jordan Walker, Garrett Crochet's an all-star. And he's a young guy. He's not extremely young, but he's younger. I believe you still have some team control.
Yeah, like 2 more years.
2 more years of team control. And you know what you have.
So
it's proven, Carey. It's proven. And it makes you an immediate contender in the National League. You put that guy in the rotation, you got him, Sonny Gray, work your way down from there, you're that much better. And right now, Jordan Walker, I know if he projects. Well, Garrett Crochet projects by doing it every night that he's on the bump. He's doing it in the majors. Like, there's no if.
Mm-hmm. What
if
say you?
Ifs were fifths,
we'd all be drunk. We'd be stammering. Probably wouldn't be on the radio, though. Not right now, if we were drunk.
Some say we might be better.
Or fired.
Probably.
That too. Yeah, probably. Anyways, if I'm with Jamie, if I can get an ace that's already an ace, I'm making the deal. If it's for another middle of the order bat, I'd rather hang on to Jordan Walker, get the upside, get the long team control aspect of it. But Jamie's right. We don't know what Jordan Walker's going to be. And I've played this game before. It's like, oh, no, you can't trade him. Oh, no, my precious, you can't trade him. He's a prospect. Okay, but he's only a prospect. Could it come back and haunt you? Sure, it could.
Probably.
It has happened to all teams,
But
not
if it does
just the
haunt
Cardinals.
you're still getting an all-star pitcher. It's not.
Right.
This is not like the Randy Arozarena, Matthew
Where you gotta wait
Liberatore.
around and see.
It's not. You're getting a player already. Even if Jordan Walker becomes an all-star, you still traded for an all-star. Like, it's fine. You know?
Yep, I agree.
I don't.
Where do you need more help? In the outfield or the rotation?
You need more help with the rotation. I just don't think that that's the player to let go to get that help.
So what you're saying is, Carey, they need to hang on to their infielders that turn into the into outfielders.
No.
They need to protect those guys the most.
By all means.
Okay.
At all costs.
Got it.
Yeah.
Again, if you just tuned in to the YouTube channel,
Yes, that
the
was
Air
us.
Alliance Team YouTube channel, we put on for this segment, we put on our bow ties, our red bow ties.
Did we sound
that were sent.
smarter?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. There's
We
no doubt
look
about it.
smarter for sure.
I needed a pair
That's
of
a
glasses,
given.
actually. If I'd have had my glasses.
I
I
should
might
have my glasses on.
Sent to us by Paper Straws from the Snake Pit. We appreciate you.
Really smart.
I think we do need to point out. Yeah, you look real smart. Where's the glasses? Where are the red glasses?
Carey's.
There they are. Let me see if that makes it better. How do I look, fellas?
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
It ties in perfectly.
All right.
I look like an accountant.
You do.
You look like someone I want to party with right now.
Indeed.
So again, thank you to Paper Straws. Now, our guy Marsh also received the care package, also received the bow tie.
Don't
He's a
even
little bit
start.
upset with us.
Don't even start.
Now,
He's a little
peek behind the curtain here. Marsh wanted to break these out the day that Paper Straws sent us the care package, which was, I think, last Tuesday. So almost a week ago.
Yep.
Paper Straws sent it to us. And again, it was complete with our very own bow ties, Kool-Aid, Pop-Tarts. Is there anything else?
Kool-Aid cups.
Kool-Aid cups.
Paper
and
straws.
the paper straws, of course, from Paper Straws.
And a book for dummies about baseball who was actually not for us. It was for somebody else.
Did we give them the book?
I don't know if we did.
I don't know if they want the book.
We should give it to them.
It was designated for a show that is not right away in the morning, not right after that one, and not ours.
Right.
I think.
Yeah.
Paper Straws even cut out like the Amazon. This gift is for you, and then had the actual names on it. So we really appreciate it. But Marsh wanted to wear the bow ties immediately.
He did. I even took it home with me, which is exactly where it's at right now.
He wore it.
He wore it.
You know he wore it.
You did wear it.
You did.
I did not wear my bow tie. However,
In some
I am
capacity.
going to the Cardinals game Saturday night, the makeup game for the Cardinals Cubs, and I was thinking about wearing the bow tie to the game.
You should.
I should wear a vest.
No, I don't know why it's not here when we all agreed that we were going to break it out for a special moment.
We did.
We did agree to
We
that.
did agree to
all
that.
have it. I had it in my bag.
It's in
Jamie
my
had
bag,
his
which
in
is at
bag.
home.
Okay,
I
well.
was on the desk in there. I mean, I thought
Carey
we
was
all
ready.
made a.
Yeah, I thought we all made a
pact.
pact, a commitment.
We cut
No,
our
just keep it
fingers
here.
and we
And-
had blood
and
and we were
Yep.
sworn in. Blood brothers.
And
Wasn't safe for sanitary,
I'm
but
the
we
guy.
did it.
You know what we did? And I'm the guy that you guys left on the roof for a couple days.
I don't think we
I
did.
don't think so.
We didn't know you were up there.
You exactly.
That's why,
But you
that's
went
why
there
there's
on
a
your own.
documentary about it.
There is.
You got our attention by throwing that mattress off, though. We figured it out.
Yeah, we did. We got you. Now I want a Pop-Tart, so maybe we'll go get some. So again, thank you to Paper Straws. We appreciate you. Air Comfort Service tax line is 314-399-9646. If you have a question for us, send it there. Our Sports Six-Pack is next. I went down to the Missouri Athletic Club today, the West Clubhouse, got my workout in, chatted with some of the friends that I've made along the way when it comes to the MAC. It's a great spot. I also looked out, saw the pool was open, and while it was raining today, I know that place is hopping when it comes to the summertime. There's also a kids camp going on. Man, they have everything at the Missouri Athletic Club. Whether it's a downtown location for Cardinals games, I love going down there, parking, enjoying something to eat at the Jack Buck Grill, and taking the shuttle over to the Cardinals game or back. Or the West Clubhouse, to just kind of the daily routine of working out or using the business center or taking part of the various clubs that they have. Missouri Athletic Club, perfect spot. That's my MAC.
ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling. The Cardinals currently lead the Washington Nationals 2-0 in the bottom of the sixth inning. We'll continue giving you updates on today's game as the show rolls along. We talked earlier today with Eli Lederman, who covers national recruiting and college football for ESPN.com. If you missed that interview, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. Just head to the podcast page. You'll find all of our interviews and full shows there. And it's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. City SC lost to Colorado yesterday 4-1. Anthony is fed up with City SC, and he talked about it earlier in the show. So if you missed that, make sure you go check out the podcast. Again, brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. We have our Sports Six-Pack coming up next. So if you have a question you want to send our way, do so using the Air Comfort Service text line 314-399-9646. Sports Six-Pack coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is brought to you by Saliga Heating and Cooling, an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by the St. Charles Gun Crew. July 14th and 15th at the St. Charles Convention Center. Visit maxshows.com.
So it's funny, we get a new sponsor in one of our benchmark segments, and we're all like, whoa, that wasn't what we normally hear.
Yeah, do we lose our sponsor for the Gauntlet?
I don't know. No, we didn't.
Somebody brought that up today. So did you guys lose your sponsor for the Gauntlet? I can't remember if it was in the opening.
No, I don't think
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't in?
No.
So we don't have a sponsor?
No.
Could be you.
Could be you.
If you're listening right
That's
now.
only the biggest segment of the day.
The entire day. Come on now.
We'll have a new one very soon.
Okay.
Do you know that, or are you just hoping? Okay.
I think Marsh knows something that we don't.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Ever since the bow tie thing, he's a little bit of a cold shoulder.
I have felt
frustrated with us.
I feel
think
like he
more
was.
so you than us. Am I right, Marshy?
What are you talking about? Listen, just because Marsh wanted to properly thank Paper Straws immediately, and I wanted to wait for the most special moment to say thank you to Paper Straws, it's just a difference in opinion and thought process.
Marshy knows us, and he understands that one of us were going to leave our bow ties. What he didn't consider, it would be him.
Yeah.
And I think that's what he's most frustrated.
Offender.
Yeah, he.
He's mad at himself.
He is
that's
mad
it
at
right there.
himself.
That's the key.
And
Andrew's
sometimes
mad at himself.
I'm the one that looks like Hugh Jusoli. I look like a Hugh Jusoli.
Mad at himself, guys. You're
He's
right.
totally mad at himself.
You're not mad at me. You're mad at your father.
All right. Speaking of Marsh, he's got your questions for the Sports Six Pack.
Question number 1.
Who's the new Gauntlet sponsor? No, from the 314, the Cardinals need a right-handed bat off the bench, and he seems to be hitting in the minors. Does Lucan Baker have any value to the Cardinals or any other team, or is he just a career AAA player?
So, Marshy, I'm glad that this is a question because I'm watching the Memphis Redbirds highlights, and almost every friggin' day, this guy's hitting a home run. It's unreal. He's setting records down there for home runs at the AAA level.
Yeah.
But guys, correct me if I'm wrong. When he was up in the big leagues, like he didn't do that.
No.
Now,
And he didn't have a lot of opportunities, obviously, because they didn't need him to. They didn't have him up as a starter.
Yeah.
But no, you're right.
What does he play? First base?
Yeah.
Yep.
So he's kind of blocked by Goldie.
Yes.
But it is an interesting question. Like, do you give him a chance to come up? But what's a sufficient amount of plate appearances?
Right.
That's the thing.
It's very
How do you
difficult.
find him
One of
time?
the most difficult things to do in all of sports is to be a pinch hitter. You don't know who you're going to face. You don't know when. You don't know if you're going to get into the game at all. It's incredibly difficult.
And baseball is so much based off of timing and repetitiveness
Absolutely.
and doing it day to day. And if you are batting once every 3 or 4 days, maybe you get a start here or there every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's hard to stay consistent, and it's hard to thrive in that role. So
No question.
I don't know what you do.
And I think that the way that the texter put it, some guys are just 4A players.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
There's the guys like that, too, that play in the American Hockey League. A bunch of those guys that you're like, man, he scores like Gauntlet last year, 42 goal scorer in the American League.
Bring him up.
But can't. One, he's not going to get the lion's share of the ice time in the NHL.
Yeah.
And so it's like you can't really get to the goal scoring if you can't get on the ice.
Right. That's unfortunate. But yeah, as Bazooka
people,
Tooth brings up, 25 dingers in Memphis, right. But
some people
he's getting every day at bats.
To play every day. I mean, some people might have said the same thing about Alec Burleson. He's a 4A player based on what you saw last year.
Yeah.
But now he's getting to play every day. Now it's because other guys were injured, but he took that chance, that opportunity, and made the most of it. Now he's going to play every single day from here on out.
Yeah.
But if he'd have been in the same limited role as
when
he
they
was
can get
last
him in,
year,
of course.
Oh, yeah.
It's opportunity, though, Carey.
If he'd have been in the same role.
It's opportunity. You know that.
I agree. I agree.
That.
But who's to say that Luke and Baker, maybe they don't re-sign Paul Goldschmidt?
That's fine. Then they can try that experiment next year or in spring training. But
not correct.
It's
Probably
not going to happen
this
now.
year, which is unfortunate for him.
Question number 2.
Jigsaw likes to play games and has a question for us. Should the Cards lock in Alec Burleson ASAP?
No.
He thinks so. He is the heartbeat type of player, in my opinion. Thoughts?
Yeah, I think we get, especially here in St. Louis, I feel like we get into that mindset of like, oh, better lock him up now, or you can just do what most teams do and let the situation play out. I don't think Alec Burleson, it's Burleson, right?
Yeah.
I don't think Alec Burleson's going to break the bank.
No.
He's had a really great season. He has. I don't think he's going to break the bank at some point, so you rush to lock him up. Don't forget, if you do so, you're in a Paul DeJong situation. Was the money to Paul DeJong that big of a deal? No. But he still had a contract. He was still making more than, a lot of people on the roster, and it made it difficult. You gave that guy a longer longer runway to play his way out of the lineup. Eventually, it did with DeJong, but I think you just let the whole situation play out.
You never want to land a plane on a highway.
No, man.
No.
I mean, unless you have
If it's
to.
the Hudson
Unless
River,
you have to.
I've seen it done.
Emergency landings, guys.
Yeah.
You just find a good spot.
Yeah.
Drop that bird.
Sure. Yeah.
If you have to.
If you have to, right.
If not,
find a good
Carey, no kidding.
runway.
We're not going to choose somewhere else.
I mean, Jamie.
Yeah.
Are you not going to choose? You might.
What?
You might choose a highway.
Why?
It looks like a runway.
There you go.
Guys, I
not
think
wide
that's
enough.
very unsafe.
Yeah.
It's very unsafe, yeah. But in an emergency situation,
Sure.
Emergency.
I think people would understand.
I think so, too.
Yeah.
I don't think Anthony would yield to the plane.
I don't think I saw
No, he's like, this guy's not
Anthony's
getting
going to
in.
cut off
Actually,
the plane.
no.
I got to get to my exit.
Now,
He
hold
didn't
on.
wave.
Jamie's right. Jamie's accurate.
He's going to give the bird the bird.
If that pilot at some point doesn't give me the, hey, thanks for letting him in, we got issues. We got big issues. It doesn't take much. Somebody let me go today. I full hand out the window. Thank you.
That did happen to
I wanted
me
to
too.
make
Out
sure.
the window.
I wanted to make sure he saw me.
You're an overdo it guy.
Yes.
He's an overdo it guy.
Well, you listen. It's better than not getting a wave. I let a guy in, let him pass, and didn't get a wave.
Nothing.
And at times,
How'd you feel?
I wish I had a bumper car.
Yes.
Like I wish I could transform my car into a bumper car. Just a little nudge, swap a little paint.
Yeah.
Say hi, say thanks, appreciate it.
It takes nothing to stick your hand up and give a little.
What if he's
hey,
got
thank
a
you.
shoulder problem?
Then use your other hand.
But he's driving, though.
You should be
Use your
driving.
knees. Thank you, Marsh. You're right.
I've driven with one arm. Like one in a sling.
Jamie, don't even push back on this. We know you're in on this.
Yeah,
we
because
know
I
that
know.
you also appreciate.
I lose
paint.
my ever-loving mind.
Thank you.
I'll speed up, and I'll purposely wave. Like, wave,
This is how you do it.
Dad, you're embarrassing me.
You guys ever slow down when someone's right on you? Just right
yeah.
on you. Ever just, I think I'm going to go slower.
Yep.
I have.
Or I move over and then immediately get behind them. I did that recently too.
I slow down.
Like, oh, you like this? This is good.
And then when they go to pass, I speed up.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best. When there's someone in front of you, they think that you can go faster. Right. So you're like, you're right. You know what? You're right.
Yeah,
Let
you're
me
good.
get over.
Go ahead.
And then they go. Then they're stuck behind that guy, and that's when you speed up, and now they're cornered.
You box them in there.
You box them in, right?
You box them in, and then they learn their
You get
lesson.
to where
and,
you need to go.
There you go.
Huh?
Not
This
on
is
my
what I'm
watch.
dealing with. I love it.
Question number 3.
This is good advice. Just really good life advice.
It's not.
Let's continue the driving. We got a question from the water boy. Could you tell the listeners to turn their lights on if you have your wipers going? I think this is perfect weather to have this conversation because it's not technically dark out,
Right.
but you definitely need to
Okay,
put your lights
why
on.
do you?
I think it's the law, though, isn't it?
I don't know.
If your
Is
wipers, if your lights are, I'm sorry, if your wipers are on, I think
Really?
it's, unless you're like just washing them off or something. But
Why?
if you're,
I've never heard that.
I think
How
they
are those
have
two
to
connected?
be. I don't know.
What if the sun is out?
What
and
if I
it's
just drive
pouring
around like a
down?
psychopath with my wipers on in the middle of the day?
We
Turning
have
my lights on?
We have excellent first responders that listen and police officers that listen. I believe it's a law. So if anybody, if you're a police officer, you want to chime in, or hell, a lawyer, I think that's
Personal injury attorney.
Sure, anything. I think that's a law.
If they're listening,
I could be wrong.
They are telling us to stop talking.
And by the way,
Shut up, fast lane.
most cars, when it gets a little darker like this and whatnot, like the lights come on anyway.
Anyways,
most.
yeah,
I mean,
right.
not all of them.
Well, if you got it set like automatic, you're good.
Usually what I do.
I don't know. I've never known that you had to turn your lights on when the wipers are on.
I'm going to challenge myself tonight.
Nah, don't do that. Turn your lights on, especially when you leave
Well,
here,
yeah.
Jamie. It's a little dark. It's getting darker. You're gonna need your.
I wonder what the
Lights
law
on.
is, though. Hey, sir,
Someone says
sorry you
it's
had
a
your
law.
wipers on.
Somebody says the law.
There's a few people saying it is the law.
Thank you.
It's a law.
Yep.
There are signs. It's a law. Tony is right.
I haven't seen that sign.
I've never seen it.
Well, here's your sign. I'm telling you right now.
And that's law.
And that's law. All right. You're right, Anthony. Thank you, Willie. And Walrus King. It's a Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN. We're going to continue our sports six-pack. We always take a little bit longer to finish our sports six-pack.
It's
down,
important.
but we will finish it.
talking
Next
about
up
the law.
on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you're a contractor or you own a business that needs recycling, you need to learn more about my good friends over at Scrap Mart Metals. They're tailor-made for your business to meet your schedule and budget. They understand that job site cleanup for contractors can be a mess. If you set up a business account with Scrap Mart, it's one less thing you have to do during recycling and cleanup. You'd be amazed how scrap metals add up and how it can truly help your business's cash flow. If you own a business and you own that heavy equipment, you know it breaks down often, time and time again. You have to repair it over and over again. Eventually, the time will come when you have to end your suffering and get it out of your way. Scrap Mart will come haul it themselves, and they'll take it to one of their locations and get you a check the same day. Or if you want to haul it away yourself, they have 3 convenient locations: Valley Park, Peevely, Jonesburg. If it's metal, they will buy it. It is recycling made easy. They offer convenient drive on scale, and they have the highest payout. You will always get top dollar for your scrap metals. Just visit them at scrapmartmetals.com. My guy Lucas can talk to you about setting up a business account to get you rolling. That's scrapmartmetals.com, and tell them Carey sent you.
It's time for the Fast Lane to answer your sports questions.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Asking me all these weird questions.
Answer the question.
Answer the question.
Answer me!
Refreshed by the St. Charles Gun Crew. July 14th and 15th at the St. Charles Convention Center. Visit maxshows.com.
Time to continue our Sports Six-Pack here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, Anthony Stalter, Andrew Marsh with question 4, please.
Question number 4.
From the 6-1-8, out of all of these starters in the Cardinals starting rotation, which one could you see not being in the top 5 by the end of the season?
Out of the current group of guys?
Yes.
So what are we including? Palante in this?
We have to.
Palante, Liberatore.
He's your fifth guy right now.
Are they
All right, take it easy.
I mean, I'd say Steven Matz, but
Wow.
come on.
Hey.
Come on.
Palante.
Not in the starting 5? Not in the
Not
top?
in the starting 5.
Yeah, it's got to be Palante.
What about Lance Lynn?
Miles Michaelis, Lance Lynn.
No, Lance, he's a Cardinal.
Sonny Gray, Gibson.
Wanted to be here.
Palante is your
Palante.
answer?
Yeah.
Is Liberatore included in that?
Yes.
So, either.
No, he's not. He's not part of the 5.
Okay, so it's then Palante.
I mean, with the way Palante's been pitching, Liberatore's not sneaking in
No.
to that 5th spot. So
Right.
it's Palante.
Yeah, they're not going to replace a veteran. I love those guys.
Yeah.
They-
And Palante's proven he can play out of the pen, too. So if it's a playoff situation and you bring in a starter of some caliber, and if you did, Carey, it would be risky, of course, for the Cardinals especially, but you could bump Palante to the bullpen.
They bringing in the starter, Anthony?
Anybody have Alec Burleson?
For the home runs?
Yeah.
No.
I had him for a hit. Because he just had connected on a solo shot.
I didn't have him either.
I had Goldie, so I got 1
Who did
point.
I pick for the hit? Arenado.
He's over.
Yeah. Oh, of course he is. He's back to normal.
Oh,
Sorry,
Jamie.
guys. I'm angry.
You know,
I'm upset with him.
I don't understand why you just have to pick on guys like Arenado.
I'm just mad at him. I'm hurt
Okay.
that he hasn't hit the baseball yet today.
Anyways, yeah, I'm going to say Palante. No doubt.
That's the right answer. It's the correct answer.
Thank you.
I agree with that.
All right, what if they, I'll add to this, okay? What if they acquire a veteran at the deadline, and then they have a starting 5 now of, you know, the 4 guys that we've discussed, and then that starter.
Yeah.
Which is why they won't do it.
Who then gets the boot?
For what?
A playoff.
Oh.
Let's say you need 4 starters, right, to play. Not a 3-game series, but a 5 or 7.
Whoever's not pitching well.
Or a 7, I should say.
It has to be Lance Lynn.
It's not going to be.
I would think so, too.
I would think it'd be Lance.
I would think it'd be
Which
Lance
is
Lynn.
why they aren't going to go get another guy.
They are.
Oh, no, they'll get another guy.
So come playoff time, you're telling Lance Lynn he's in the bullpen?
I mean, if he pitches as well as he did Saturday, yeah, I would.
I think, yeah. I would agree with that.
You'd be stupid then to have him start if he continues to pitch like this. I don't mind saying it. That'd be dumb.
No, I'm with you on that.
You'd be
You're so
dumb.
I
just so angry.
So angry. It's really directed at you.
Really has been. I felt
tried to
it.
tell him that.
You made full eye contact and yelled at
I've
him.
been looking at his forehead.
Marsh said,
I'm not allowed to. It's law, guys.
is part of the rules.
It's a fast lane law.
Contract.
when
Don't
Marsh
look him in the
said
eyes.
it'd be stupid, I actually went back like that.
I know.
It won't be Lance
Felt
Lynn.
It will be.
Well, it depends
Carey.
who they acquire.
All right, let's say they acquire
Garrett Crochet.
Well,
Garrett-
there's Come on, Carey.
No, that's what you wanted. You want to
then I'm
trade
fine.
Jordan Walker.
And you can send
And you
Lance
got Lance Lynn.
You can send Lance Lynn back in the trade. Go back.
Sorry, Lance, you're going back to Chicago.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Yeah.
Do you think Mo wants Garrett Crochet because when you crochet, you knit like scarves and
That's really digging.
I'm just, I'm trying to
Yeah, it's a
find
possibility.
a parallel here.
Yeah, it's a possibility.
Okay.
He's not coming.
I'll keep it in play.
How many people here who don't know Garrett Crochet call him that crotchet guy? Are they going to pitch that crotchet guy? You know it. You know it.
I'm sure.
For sure. Let's go, crouch it.
It's like when they acquired, it's like when they signed Miles Michaelis. McCollus. Who the hell is this McCollus guy?
Michaelis.
Yeah, Michaelis.
Question number 5.
Two things. One, this one's from the water boy. Jamie would not give Arenado the friendly wave. I think we all would agree with that.
Really?
At least not right now.
Not today.
In traffic?
Not today.
Not
yeah,
today.
in traffic now. Question from the water boy. We were talking about the roads. What was your first car?
My dad's old Jeep Cherokee, the old box looking one.
What was the question?
First car.
Oh.
Had like 100 and something miles on it. Yeah, red box Jeep Cherokee.
You're used to doing the wave then, the Jeep wave.
The Jeep wave. Actually, no, that's just
the
Wranglers.
Yeah.
Oh, crap.
Yeah. Have you been doing
I got a Jeep. I didn't know it was specifically Wrangler.
Cherokees. He's waving too. You know.
They're like, who the hell is this guy, this phony?
Yeah, it's just the Wranglers that do that.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a rule.
Sorry, bud.
It was all Jeeps.
No.
So I'll stop.
My first car was a 1979 Buick Regal that my dad had gotten in trade for putting in like an air conditioner for somebody.
That's awesome.
This thing had no back seats and no stereo.
Nice.
So I got it, and it needed serious body work, and I couldn't afford to have it painted. So my brother and I painted it in a field.
Oh, boy.
And the paint was supposed to be like a burgundy, because that's the original color of the car. It wasn't. It was honestly like fire engine red.
Nice.
So I had this Buick Regal that I went to the junkyard, got a back seat for it, and full pleather, by the way. It was pretty sick. And then put in some speakers and a stereo. This thing was a V8. It hauled ass like you wouldn't believe.
I believe it.
And then when I was playing junior hockey, you could fit like 8 guys in this car.
Oh, yeah.
It was unreal. It was like the first SUV.
Mine was a 93 Chevy Beretta.
Okay.
White with blue interior.
Wow.
Yeah. That was the first car.
They don't make them like that.
They don't make them like that anymore.
That's great.
Yeah.
What did I have? Oh, geez. I think I had a 2003 Mitsubishi Eclipse.
Oh, those are, yes.
Yes. My mom used to have one of those, a silver one.
There's a girl I knew had one of those.
Yeah.
Karen?
Oh, wow.
No, not Karen.
All black.
All black. Okay. An Eclipse.
Yeah.
Those were fun little cars.
Yeah, and then I went up to North Dakota and had to get a new car.
It probably didn't work well.
No, it didn't work
in
at
the
all,
snow.
It died.
Yeah. All right. It's Fastlane on 101 at ESPN. Is the NL Central back to being a 2-team race? We'll tell you why it might be next on 101 ESPN.
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet. The family has been in the car business for 80 years, and while the vehicles have changed, their commitment to service has remained constant. Whether you visit the dealership in person or online at Londoff.com, Johnny Londoff Chevrolet, they treat you like family. The Londoff family wants to make buying a vehicle fun, not stressful, fun. When you buy a vehicle from the Londoff family, you can be sure you will get some of the best prices and certainly the best experience. The 2024 Chevy Equinox LT, suggested retail price $33,785. You get the Londoff price, which is $27,995. That's almost $6,000 in savings there. How about a Chevy Silverado? You like one of those big trucks? I drive one of those. The 1500 Custom Trail Boss, the exact truck that I'm driving. Suggested retail price $57,955. Londoff price $45,455. Savings of $12,500. So please stop by either location. The original location, Florissant, Missouri. The new location, the Londoff Autoplex out in St. Peters. And don't forget, you will also receive an extra $250 off your purchase of any new or pre-owned vehicle, or receive a free Londoff care package. Can't beat any of that at all. So stop by, tell them Jamie Rivers sent you in, or visit them online at londoff.com or londoffautoplex.com. Are you kidding me?
Johnny Londoff Chevrolet.
Interesting report by Bob Nightingale of USA Today that indicates that the Cubs could be sellers at the deadline. Of course, they're now in last place. It's a Fast Lane on 101 at ESPN with Carey Davis, Andrew Marsh, and Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. So this is what Bobby Boogie, as Jamie affectionately calls Bob Nightingale.
Literally called him that.
Yeah, to his face. To his face, or at least on air here.
Hey, Bob, you got a nickname at all? He's like, not really. I call you Bobby Boogie. And I got no reaction.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
He's like, okay.
Yeah.
So we did get him to laugh.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So this is what Bob Nightingale tweeted, or at least reported. The Chicago Cubs are preparing for a potential sale with Cody Bellinger, Jamison Tyone, and Nico Horner expected to draw interest. I find this to be interesting because the Cubs were one of those teams that I think a lot of people are like, oh, look what they're doing. They brought in Shota Imanaga and brought back Cody Bellinger, and they, of course, hired the what's his face from Milwaukee, and the Cubs, this could be a dangerous team here, and now they're in last place, and they've just completely fallen apart. This one, I think it's obvious. The division is back to being a two-team race between the Brewers and the Cardinals. What else is new? It's the NL Central. Do you guys think this is a good thing or a bad thing, though? that the's not at least one more team that's kind of pushing a little bit? Because I've got mixed feelings about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a good thing. I think if you're Major League Baseball, you'd like to have a little more competition in each and every one of your divisions. Yeah, but when you look at even the NL West, you get the Dodgers and the Padres. Diamondbacks, if you squint.
Yeah.
So a lot of these divisions are only 2-team races. You know, the Mets are hanging on for dear life up in the NL East, but it's the Braves and the Phillies.
Yep.
And certainly the AL Central, that's just a bad division. You know, the Guardians are playing very well.
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, it's not. Yeah, the Royals.
Historically, recently, it hasn't been great. So I don't know. I think it would be better if you had a third team that was kind of in there pushing. I think it makes for more exciting baseball.
So I'm thinking of from the Cardinals' standpoint, I think it's good from an on-field standpoint. Yeah, not Major League Baseball, but Cardinals standpoint.
That's different.
The rivalry.
I think it's
great for the Cardinals then.
It's great from an on-field standpoint because you're just trying to chase down the Brewers. And again, as always, it's the joke I make every year. It's just 2 teams. It's the Cardinals and whoever they're playing or whoever they're competing against. But from a front office standpoint, is it a good thing? Because if you're the front office, you're like, well, we just got to beat the Brewers. That's it. We're not competing. We're not competing anymore with 3 teams or 2 teams in the division and us.
I think it's probably not a good thing for Cardinal fans because you can look at the Cubs and say, look what they did this offseason and look where they are. If teams spend a lot of money or spend money and don't have success, as a fan, it almost works against you because the Cardinals can now say, well, we do it the right way.
Right.
We don't spend enormous amounts of money, and we're still second in the National League Central.
Yeah.
Like we're still fighting. And yeah, they have a point. And so I think it's good and bad. I mean, it's good that you don't have a lot of teams that you're vying for to be that top team in the NL Central. It's only one. You're trying to chase down the Brewers, who just keep playing well. Over the weekend, they were 6 games up. Now they're 5 games, but they just keep playing well. It's good for that. But in terms of your fan base and building a roster that can compete in the playoffs, I think, to me, this team is probably good enough to get to the playoffs. But once they get there, then what? Then we just hope for some magic to happen? Yes. That's not how sports works.
That's clearly what you've said it since day one.
Just get in.
Just get in.
That's been the motto. That's kind of the mindset. But just getting in does not win you a championship. You know, getting the Dodgers roster helps win a championship.
Well, yeah, and the money the Dodgers are also spending for that roster. But, overall, it's not a great thing for, I think, Cardinal fans because – there is no urgency to go out and improve the team.
That's what I'm thinking.
John Mozeliak at the deadline, if the Cubs are out of the picture, he can go acquire a John Lester J. Happ type of person for the rotation, and that's it.
Yep.
And it's not. So
we'll be fine.
Yeah. You're fine.
We're gonna patch this thing. We're gonna patch this thing together. That is what I was thinking when I saw this.
Whereas, because of last year finishing last and playing so poorly, if this was a 3-horse race, John Mozeliak might be more motivated to go and do something because it's imperative that they make the playoffs.
Correct.
It's we have to.
Yes.
But I think you still should have that level of You should still have that sense of urgency.
No, you should, Carey,
definitely.
You're not going to get that here.
But because you're only a few games. Again, everybody minus the Marlins and the Rockies are a 10-game stretch from being right where you are as the Cardinals. Right. One 10-game stretch where you go 3-7 and somebody goes 7-3. You're all within reach of one another. So it's not like you should just stand pat and say, we're good. We're in the wild card. Barely. Everybody is in the wild card, essentially.
As my good friend Jamie Rivers used to say.
What did he say?
You're not wrong.
However.
You're not wrong. You're right. You should have that mentality.
Yes.
But
be big and strong.
Absolutely. But when it comes to this Cardinals team and how they operate, or not this team, the front office and how they operate, they have, for as long as I can remember, they have been that team that's like, well, you just make incremental moves.
That's
slight
not
changes.
I don't know
and
what
then sit back and go, aren't we better?
I don't know what it's going to take for me to feel like this is a championship caliber team.
Garrett Crochet. You're welcome.
Okay. Well, all right. If that's what you tell me it takes, then let's go do it.
Oh.
Wow, now Carey's in.
Give up Jordan Walker, but you can go do it.
Well, it's going to cost you Jordan Walker.
All right, well, do it. Let's see. Now, if we
now
don't
I
win
feel
a
like
championship,
he's doing that thing that Marsh does sometimes.
If we don't win a championship, then what?
What?
Whoa. Man, Marshy doesn't give up.
No, well, when Marshy gets mad, and he doesn't give up, but he's just like, fine. You're right. You're right. Just take Walker. He just.
Yeah.
He kind of throws it in.
No, just do it.
Maybe
See how it turns out for you.
Maybe that's what I did.
That's what Marsh does to me now when I start.
It's not giving up, but it's just like throwing it back in our face.
You think that's what I did,
you think your idea is better?
smart.
Let's see how it goes, and then we'll come back. We'll
Right. Oh, you
we'll
don't
roll it
like
back.
Kirk Cousins, huh? All right, we'll see. Yeah, fine. No, that's good. I hope you enjoy it. Yeah, that's kind of what Carey just did, the old Marsh thing. He sure did. All right, do the Blues have a certain window to be a cup contender based on the trends? There was some interesting, kind of an interesting nugget that Marsh unearthed over the weekend. So it's next on 101 ESPN.
Hey, it's Carey, and if you are tired of paying the high utility bills every month because your home AC keeps running and running, it's probably because your windows are not energy efficient. If yours are builder grade or over 8 years old, the seals could likely be broken, air possibly leaking out, and you're paying the price in high utility bills all year long. Window Nation's high-quality windows are built to last a lifetime. Right now, for every 2 windows you buy, you'll get 2 windows free. There's no limit to how much you can save. Plus, you can save even more with 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months. Window Nation's windows come with a lifetime warranty and can be installed in 1 day or less. They even recently ranked highest on the Forbes list best window installation companies, so you can trust Window Nation for high-quality, affordable windows. Stop paying more than you have to. Schedule that fast in-home estimate right now at 866-90Nation or visit them online at windownation.com. Again, that's 2 free windows with every 2 you buy, 0 down, 0 interest, or payments for 24 months. 866-90Nation or visit them online at windownation.com.
It's a Fast Lane on 101 to ESPN with Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers. I'm Anthony Stalter. Andrew Marsh, as I noted, unearthed kind of an interesting nugget over the weekend as it pertains to recent Cup winners. So, Marsh,
yes.
Without further ado, what did you find?
So this is from John Buccigross on Twitter X. In the last 9 years, no Stanley Cup champion has had more than 2 forwards over the age of 32. Then goes on to say the Edmonton Oilers, if they were to win the Cup next year, they would have 9. I think we can all agree. I don't think Edmonton's going to win the Cup next year. Their chance was this year. But when I saw this, it got me thinking.
They're going to have a team next year. They're going to have a hell of a team next year.
Come on.
They are.
We'll see.
Essentially the same team, isn't it?
And they've added.
There's a lot of other good teams in the Western Conference.
Really
there are.
And there's a lot of good teams in the Eastern Conference.
Yep.
Anyways, when I saw this, though, it had me thinking about our St. Louis Blues and where they would fit into this. I think we can all agree that they are not a Stanley Cup caliber team heading into next season, but that doesn't mean they can't be within the next few.
No, I'm sorry. Keep going. Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
Deep down in your bones. You don't feel that way.
No, you're right. You're right. Go ahead.
But I was thinking about where this team would look like within the next few years. Here's some players that are in their 30s forward-wise. We have Radek Faksa, newest Blue. You have Brandon Saad. He's 31. Radek Faksa's 30. Braden Shin is 32. Oscar Sundqvist is 30. Nathan Walker is 30. After that, everyone else is in their mid-20s. So where do you see the Blues sort of, what are they going to look like within the next few years? Are some of these older guys not going to be on the team anymore? And if they are, could you see them still being a Cup contender?
Well, the Blues are definitely trending towards younger. And you have to. When you're doing a retool/rebuild, you have to trend younger because your team needs the salary cap space and the entry-level contracts or the younger players, in theory, don't cost as much. They haven't done enough yet to have the big max deals now. Because you still got a good amount of years out of Robert Thomas and Jordan Kyrou before they were rewarded with their big contract.
Sure.
So that's what you're trying to do is find the next wave of those guys, which the Blues seemingly have with Snuggerud, Dvorsky, possibly Bolduc. Some of these guys could be big-time additions to your roster and contributing in a huge way. But I think that the Blues are trying to do exactly what a lot of teams are doing: is get younger, get faster, and lower your salary cap. So you got one more year of Brandon Saad following this season. So this year and one more year. I like Brandon Saad. I can't see the Blues bringing him back once his contract is over. So that's one of the 30-plus club that won't be. Radek Faksa's got 1 year at $3.2 million. I don't think you'll see him in a Blue Note following this season. That's another 30-year-old that will be off the board. Oscar Sundqvist has a couple more years, and who knows? Sonny's the type of guy that might sign a lifetime contract here at a really reasonable price because he loves playing in St. Louis, and that doesn't hurt you either way. So if you take those two 30-plus-year-old guys off the board, and now let's say you have a Snuggerud and a Dvorsky who are young, really young, that brings your average age down and your speed up as well. So I think the Blues are trending in the right direction with this retool. I like that Army added, the Matthew Joseph kid. We talked about him earlier. He's 27, so he's not in that 30-plus club yet, but he's an established NHL player. Mm-hmm. And then when you look at his brother's 25. So now your top 4 on the blue line are all over 32. Over 30 as well.
Yeah.
32 for Justin Falk, 33 for Torrey Krug, 31 now for Colton Parayko, 33 for Nick Leddy. Then it drops to 25, 25, 24 is your bottom 3. And Kessel, I believe, is 24 as well on here. So you're trying to get younger on the back end as well. And Jordan Binnington, he's 30, but Joel Hofer's 23. So, yeah, I think Doug Armstrong's doing the right thing. I think that he's building the roster the correct way. And if it's trending in that direction to where being a younger team is more advantageous when it comes to a cup run, it all makes sense. Older players are banged up, man.
Right.
The longer the season, the longer the playoffs. Mm-hmm. It's difficult as you get older.
It takes a toll on
the Lakers.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, they're going to be fine. They'll be okay.
No, they're not. Go ahead, Carey.
No, I was going to say, I think that we talked about this last week, just the way that it does feel like it's trending, kind of setting it up for some of these younger guys to take over those prominent roles in the next couple of years, where you're looking at the prospects and the players that they've drafted over the last couple of years, knowing that eventually this roster is going to have your older guys are going to become the Robert Thomases, Jordan Kyrou, Buchnevich. Those will be your veteran guys, Shen still being here more than likely. And then your younger guys coming in and learning under those guys. And that will make your roster younger and hopefully give you a chance to, be in a position to hopefully make a playoff run and a run at the Cup.
Got a message from the 618. So what, Rivers? The 2060 Cup team? Come on. 2060? We don't want to have to wait that long.
We don't have anybody
waiting that long to get Anthony's clear camp fired up.
Yeah, thank you, Marsh.
2027. No?
To be a contender?
26, 27.
Yeah, I think.
What is realistic, Jamie? That's a good question.
24, 25 this year, 25, 26. I think you're a competitive team if the stars align correctly for the 27, 28 team.
Okay.
Like, I think you're in the play. You could be back in the playoffs this year, and next year you could be a playoff team. But if we're going to talk Cup contender,
right,
we got to think 4 years. You have to think, because Dalibor Dvorsky, he's only 20 years old right now. Like, he's going to be 24 at that point. You can't rely upon Dvorsky and Snuggerud to carry the mail for you.
Right.
You got to give them some runway. Like, look how good Robert Thomas is now as compared to when he first broke in the league.
Right.
And Robert Thomas is 25.
Yeah, I mean, if those guys... Yeah, of course, your window opens up a little quicker if some of these young guys, I mean, they hit right away.
I'm just being cautious.
But you're right. I mean, it took Robert Thomas, that Cup run, Chief working with him, Chief saying, hey, this is the expectation. You saw it just start to click for Robert Thomas in the back half of 2019, of course, the playoffs. So I'm with you. I think that's cautious.
Here's interesting, something from Grant Francis fan club. I think it just speaks to forwards in their 30s just being overpaid league-wide.
Well, yeah, they are, but they've earned it. Like, let's just be honest. Some of these guys, you don't hit unrestricted free agency for some of these guys till they're, late 20s. Look at Booch. Booch, he had the one contract. It was kind of a bridge contract, but this was his time, his unrestricted free agency, and he's right there at 29 right now. So he'll be 30 when his actual extension kicks in.
Right.
It's just, it's the way it is. It's a lot like there's a lot of Major League Baseball players. These guys are getting paid at past their prime almost.
100%.
It's just the way the game works.
Yeah. I agree. It's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We've got our biggest question of the day. Maybe we'll spend some time, too, talking about what should be a Cardinals victory. They're up right now 6-0 in the bottom of the ninth, but Jojo Romero in a bit of a jam right now. Again, though, the Cardinals up 6-0, trying to take the series from the Nationals. So, again, we'll spend a little time with that and also answer our biggest question of the day next on 101 ESPN.
101 ESPN Sports Center.
I'm Andrew Marsh. It's time for a Sports Center update driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. The Cardinals picked up a victory today, a 6-0 winner. Miles Michaelis, a nice outing, went 6 1/3, gave up 6 hits, struck out 3, a few home runs today as well. Paul Goldschmidt, you had Alec Burleson. We'll dive into today's win coming up next with our biggest question of the day, so stay tuned with that. If you missed anything from today's show, make sure you go to 101ESPN.com or check out the free 101 mobile app. We talked with Eli Lederman, who covers the national recruiting and college football for ESPN.com, talking some Mizzou football. So make sure you go back, check out the podcast, check out that interview. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. I just mentioned it. Biggest question of the day is coming up next. I'm Andrew Marsh, and the Sports Center update is driven by Johnny Londoff Chevrolet and Johnny Londoff Autoplex. See them at Londoff.com. Chevy. Together we drive. Are you kidding me?
It's time for the Fast Lane's biggest question of the day.
We'll dive into the Cardinals taking 3 of 4 from the Washington Nationals after they won again today. But first, our biggest question of the day.
Well, Anthony, I had this question posed for this specific segment, and of course the Cardinals won 6-0, so it doesn't really help the question I'm about to ask you. So it is a good thing that they had some runs on the board and did not give up a ton of runs. Actually, they didn't give up any today. But are the Cardinals playing in too many tight games? You referenced it earlier in the show. I figured we pay it off.
Yeah, so I do think that, and it's not like this is an entirely new point. We've talked about it. Others have talked about it. But yeah, guys, I do think that when you're playing in a bunch of tight games where you're always needing or needing your top guys, your top relievers, seemingly every night, that's an issue. You're going to wear down your bullpen. I will say this, though. With the way that the game is played today, with starters only going 5 or 6 innings and that being kind of the norm, I don't know if it's quite as big of a deal to kind of run through your bullpen. Here's the other thing. Let's just say they're overusing their pen, right? They're using their relievers way too much, their key relievers. They need to add somebody at the deadline. Well, when you add somebody at the deadline, it's going to be from a team that is using that top reliever a lot. You're going to be acquiring somebody with a lot of mileage on their shoulders too. It's not like some of these teams like, we'll reserve this reliever. Mm-hmm. We'll put him on ice just so whoever trades for him will have a fresh reliever at the deadline. It doesn't work that way. You're going to have to use your guys. This is why the bullpen is the most volatile position in all of baseball. You go through guys like this. Fortunately, and Jamie, I thought you brought up a great point earlier when you said at least they're starting to use other guys in higher leverage situations so that you're expanding guys' role a lot more. So it's not just the 3 guys you like to use in the back end.
So I don't mind the 1-run games. Everybody loves a 6-0 blowout. Like I'm not going to turn my nose up at that. But my point is that the playoffs are all about 1-run games.
Yeah.
And so the Cardinals, contrary to some teams, and again, it's a nice luxury to just blow the doors off every team you play. It's nice.
Yeah.
But then when you get into those close games, your team isn't always battle tested or accustomed to those types of games. And you may not, as a manager, you may not know as much about your team because you haven't been in a lot of those.
Very true.
Like the Cardinals right now, they know that if they're in a 1-run game, their starter gets them to the 6th, then they can go with the big 3 coming out of the bullpen. Yeah. They also know that their best defensive alignment now is Donovan, Siani, Nootbaar in the outfield. Mm-hmm. Your infield, status quo, of course. You're not touching any one of those guys. Mm-hmm. Your catcher, Contreras, solid. Never mind his pitch calling and all that stuff. You know, Pages, too, you're really not losing out defensively with either of those guys. So the 1-run games, though, have made that happen. If you didn't have so many close games, Michael Siani, maybe he's not playing as much in center field.
Right.
Because you don't You don't really need it. We'll sacrifice because we're beating teams by 3-4 runs. So we've got the Dylan Carlson experiment going on, maybe Newton center field. Like we saw it last year, what it looked like, just a rotation of people all over the place. I think one-run games tell you more about your team. So now Ollie Marmol knows when come like playoff time, this is my best defensive alignment, and this is how my rotation or my starting pitchers will be games 1 through 3 or 4 or whatever it is. So there is an upside to it.
Yeah, I agree. I think, it does make me a little nervous playing in so many tight games because, like you said, to me, JoJo looks tired. He hadn't pitched in a few days, but he still, there could be some residual effects from as much as he's pitched so far this season. I think the All-Star break is going to do those guys a lot of good, except for Ryan Helsley, who hopefully go out there for a couple of batters and go sit down.
Yeah.
But I just think that eventually, you need more games like this, more 6-run, 3, 4, 5-run wins where you're putting yourself in a position where you don't have to use so much energy to get guys out and pitch so many days in a row. So I think it's a good thing that they're starting to score more runs. This road trip, definitely, they were putting more runs on the board than I've seen in a while in consecutive games. So I thought that was really good for them to get that going for their offense.
I agree.
And to Carey's point, it does make you a little nervous. There was one team back in 2022 that, now, not runs, but one-score games. They set an NFL record. 11-4 they were in one-score games heading into the playoffs, Anthony.
Yeah. How'd they do?
Yeah, they lost by one score in the playoffs that first round.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, so...
And it's weird, too, because they had one of the highest-paid quarterbacks in ever, Bob, behind center.
They did, and now they don't, and now you have them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the quarterback that beat them actually got a payday because of that game.
Interesting.
And now that franchise is in shambles.
That's how it works
That's
sometimes.
what one-score games do.
That's what happens. Yeah. So I guess what we're saying is blow everybody out.
Yes.
Every game, especially in baseball.
It makes life easier.
Yeah, certainly.
Hey, you don't have to worry about, fourth quarters,
Nah.
8th, 9th innings.
Nope.
Makes like
late in the
third period.
Nope.
Yeah. Start untying your schedule. It's a good game when you start taking your tape off.
Yeah.
Late in the game, still time left on the clock. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're rooting on some of the other guys.
Go get them.
Go get them, champ. Mm-hmm. Cardinals beat the Nationals today 6-0. Couple of highlights. Paul Goldschmidt touched seats. Thank you, Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah.
Alec Burleson also touched seats today. Donovan with the big double. Burleson actually had a very big game, 2 for 5 with that home run. Runs scored, drove in 3. Goldschmidt, couple of hits, including the home run, 2 runs scored, and the RBI. Unfortunately for our guy, Jamie Rivers, his beat the streak has been snapped by Nolan Arenado, who went 0 for 4. Jamie, your thoughts on Nolan Arenado's day today?
It's disgusting.
Okay.
I am. Everybody else got hit. Win the club.
Did Littler? Yeah.
I think everybody else got hit.
Except for Mason Wynn. He went 0 for 5. Did you? Who had Mason Wynn?
Oz did.
Oz did,
no.
yes.
Maybe if he would have joined the show instead of doing his job.
Instead of working.
Yeah. Would have got a base
Duval
hit.
County.
What are you going to do?
Sorry, Oz. So who did you have, Carey?
I had C.J. Abrams. He went over as well.
Oh, no. Why'd you take him?
He had done well against Miles. 3 for 4.
Yeah.
But not today.
Not today. Marsh, who did you have? You had Donovan?
I already forgot.
Okay,
Let me
good.
pull it up real quick.
I know you had Siani to hit a home run. I don't know if you
happen.
Siani had a good day, though.
Siani had a real good day.
He did.
2 hits, 2 for 4.
I had Wilson Contreras.
Oh, okay. Well,
He went over.
Oh, you went over too.
Yeah, he was my home run
Oh, my
guy.
bad. I didn't even see Wilson there. Boy, you won
Nobody
6-0 with Wilson Contreras and Mason Wynn collectively 0 for 8 today.
And Nolan Arenado. 0 for 12.
That's not great. Goldschmidt though, and Alec Burleson right in the middle. Miles Michaelis 6 1/3, 6 hits allowed, no walks, 3 Ks, 93 pitches. So nice job there to Miles. He gets into the 7th, saves the bullpen a little bit. Your offense spots you. It was only 2-0. So Miles was actually in a tight game. They didn't add 4 more runs until the final 2 innings. But Miles Michaelis, nice bounce back performance out of him. And again, Cardinals close out the series now 48-42 on the year. So Carey, 6 games now above 500.
Along. Playing
6
well.
games.
Keep going.
Let's not forget, Carey did put the glasses on today.
And they still won. They rolled.
And they won.
We got a text earlier in the show from the 314. Carey, I missed the first 15 minutes of the show. I hope you did not put those glasses on. I know you said you would if they got 5 games over. But please don't put those glasses on so they keep winning. LOL. I think we can put that to bed now.
There you go. I'm a man of my word.
That trend has been snapped as well.
Yep.
What do you say?
All right, it's Fastlane on 101 ESPN. We got Bet the Board, 3 stars of the day, and criticisms and compliments next. Jamie, a couple questions for you. What do you know about the Federal Reserve?
Oh, I know absolutely nothing.
Okay. Inflation outside of it's not great to deal with?
Enough to be dangerous.
Yeah, okay. Good thing we got our guy Stewie,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
Yeah, Stewie's on the line right now. We call him just to make sure. Every once in a while we ask about the Federal Reserve and inflation and where we're going. So, Stewie, give us the update.
All right, well, tomorrow and Wednesday, the Federal Reserve is going to be testifying. Chief Powell is going to be saying things, good, bad, ugly. Some reports are coming out by the end of this week to indicate whether or not inflation is going in the direction that everybody wants to see it go. This is great news for interest rates, but you have to be a little bit smart. If you're in a situation where you need to take cash out in your house, you have to pay off debt, you want to do home improvements, do it now. Whenever you do a cash out refinance, the rates are higher than if you take an existing mortgage and redo it. If you wait till the interest rates go down and you take the cash out later, you're not going to get the best interest rate that's going to be available at that time. So your smart bet is to take the cash out now. You pay a little bit higher on the interest rate, get what you need. 6 months from now, when rates are 1 or 2% lower, you refinance it at the best possible interest rate for free with the bagel loan. You're setting yourself up for success, and that's a smart way to go.
It's exactly why we call Stewie right there. And you can, too. He hands out his personal cell phone number. Call him, text him, day or night, weekends, doesn't matter. Stewie's going to be there for you. That number, by the way, is 314-324-4440.
Again, 314-324-4440.
If you can't remember that number, Anthony, what can they do?
You can always Google the bagel loan. Thanks, Stewie.
Have a good night, guys.
NMLS number 226715.
Fastlane on 101 ESPN. If you missed anything from today's show, you can always download the podcast available at 101ESPN.com or on your 101 ESPN mobile app. It's all brought to you by Dobbs Tire and Auto Centers. Time to bet the board now. Marsh, what do we got for our latest standings?
I think we all did pretty well on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Just got to look it up.
Except for Carey. Let's see here. So, Anthony, you are 2-1. Carey, you are 1-2. And Jamie and I are undefeated, 3-0 in July.
Those W plays by Marshy.
Still early.
It is. It can turn quickly, Carey.
We've seen it.
I hung on with fingernails last month after starting 9-0.
Oh, man. Yeah. It happens. All right. So, Jamie, I guess you're still up first, no?
All right. I'm going to the American League tonight. Got the Rangers and the Angels playing. John Gray on the bump for the Rangers. They're minus 148, taking the Rangers.
Okay. Marsh.
All right, obviously, I'm going back to the W.
They don't play tonight.
Oh, do they not?
No.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
No.
This is a game changer.
WNBA does not play on Monday night.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow, Marshy.
Unbelievable. I had a pick and everything. Nafisa Collier. Sure. Out. Carey, I'm gonna get. You guys are gonna have to go. I have to pick a new pick.
Wow, this is a big moment.
This is when we take advantage of young Andrew Marsh not being prepared. Poor guy. I actually think the bow tie actually screwed him up. Give me, let's see here, in between a couple of plays. Give me the over in the Twins and White Sox game. It's sitting at 9. White Sox hemorrhage runs. I think that this one could get ugly. Give me the over 9 runs in the Twins and White Sox game.
All righty. Well, since Marshy's not going to go, I'm going to take the Braves minus 118 over the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Chris Sale was supposed to pitch tonight, and I don't think he's going to.
Wait, where did you get that one?
Who, me?
I've got the Braves at minus 196.
That was before when Chris Sale was supposed to start, but he's not.
At minus 118.
It helps you refresh. I would have been all over that too.
Yeah, Chris Sale was supposed to start, which is why they were close to minus 200 on the money line. Now it's somebody else, which is why the odds dropped. Marsh, discuss it with yourself.
I got it.
Very disappointed in himself.
Give me Atlanta, Arizona, under 1 run in the first inning. Under 1 run in the first inning.
So what's the line?
Minus 105, under 0.5.
Okay, so no push. You're going to win this thing, you're going to lose this thing.
I'm either going to win or I'm going to lose, and I'll know by the first inning.
Okay.
Get it over with.
Go to bed after that. Yep.
I'll probably lose because it's not a WNBA pick.
I might start looking into some WNBA action.
Yeah, you have your lane. Hey, stay in your lane, right?
It could be all of our lanes.
Anthony's all over the place.
Yeah.
He actually.
That's very true.
I go in any lane I want sometimes. Sometimes all at the same time. Yeah. Thank you. All right. So that's bet the board here in the Fast Lane on 101 ESPN. Marsh, what do we got for criticisms and compliments?
Yeah, I'm going to text earlier. We were talking about City SC. It says, well, you talk about a bad Blues and Cardinals team. Why not add St. Louis City to the list?
Oh, wow. And we did.
We did.
And we did. So thank you for the text. Thank you for recognizing
Cardinals
that.
have been good.
They have been good. Damn good.
Noticed.
6 games above 500 now. Walrus King goes stick to soccer, Anthony. That's funny.
We got a text from Thanks Dad. It says, WTF Marshy. I don't know if he is excited about my WNBA plays.
No, I think he's upset because you didn't wear Paper Straw's gift.
I mean,
wow.
But we all
bringing
know whose
that up
fault
again.
That is, right, Marshy?
I guess it's my fault. I'll take accountability.
Is it though?
Yeah, are you though? Can you say, I guess it's my fault. I guess
it's on me.
Yeah.
You wanted to wear
For
it
those
last
that don't know, Paper Straws sent us a care package last Tuesday, and it was a very nice care package, complete with instructions as to why he was sending those items. And in the care package, along with some Cardinal Red Kool-Aid, some Pop-Tarts, some Kool-Aid drink cups, and of course paper straws, were these red bow ties, so we can class it up a little bit for our Snake Pit and our YouTube channel. Marsh wanted to wear those bow ties immediately. He wanted to show them off immediately.
Oh, yeah.
I said, guys, why don't we break those suckers out at just the right moment?
We'll know when the time is right.
We'll know when. So Marsh said, okay, everybody put your bow ties in your bags. Make sure you have them. So we all did. Unfortunately for Marsh, I decided today was the day to break out the bow ties. And Marsh, who did put his bow tie in his bag, but unfortunately left his bag at home, could not participate.
Why did the bag not make it to work today?
Sometimes it makes it to work, sometimes it doesn't, you know.
This doesn't seem like an important bag.
Is there anything in particular in the bag that you need on a daily basis?
Yeah, like my headphones that I have, my other headphones are in there, my computer's in there.
So everything.
My notes are in there.
Everything you need to do your job.
It's Monday. We had like 4 days off of work. Honestly, I woke up and I forgot that we had a job to go to.
Well, what time did you wake up, Andrew? 12? 12:15?
No.
11.
Because you scrambled out of the house. You
scramble out of the
you
house.
left your bag behind.
Yeah.
A little bit of a scramble.
Well, you know what I did? I had so much time off work that I cleaned my room this week.
Nice.
And so, you know.
He's getting all grown up.
Yeah, he is.
I may have left the bag in a certain location that I normally don't put it. So, and I couldn't find it.
Did you get a little tipsy before you cleaned your room?
No, I did not.
Sure. Because
I'm positive.
See that happen. You get a little edge on and he's cleaning the room. He puts the bag somewhere, then can't remember where he put the damn bag.
I was not tipsy.
Where did I put that thing?
There's other ways to enjoy, you know. Go
a
home.
nice organizational.
For sure.
Okay, so I was right.
I wasn't tipsy. Anyways.
Call it what you want.
I'm sure people can figure that one
I
out.
left my bow tie here because I am prone to leave things as well.
So you know.
So I just left it on my desk.
Right.
Are you not afraid someone would steal it?
We have good people around here. I mean, people don't steal.
Things don't grow legs here.
No.
If
I mean, except for your headphones, which you were out. You were enraged. He was enraged.
He was furious.
I feel like such an idiot now.
That's the classic case of somebody moving your things when in reality it was you who moved it.
Yeah.
But you're like, why did you move? You know, why'd you
Anthony
move
helped
the
me
remote?
out.
Yeah.
Why'd you do that? Like, I don't have anybody to blame at home.
No,
Like, I have no one to blame. Like, I just left the bag, in a spot that I normally don't leave it.
Right. So the headphone story was, why don't we start with the Jamie's realization as he walks in.
I forget. I walked in
and said I left everything. Was that same day?
No, that was a different day.
Yeah.
I walked in and my headphones, well, they were just laying on my keyboard. And I'm thinking to myself, and I wear the earbuds, right? So it's not like just the cups. Like, if somebody else is putting these in their ear, like,
it's different, right?
You know, I got a little hot under the collar. Like, who the hell used my headphones? So I'm walking down the hall ready to like come into like BK and Ferrario, like asking, and then Anthony comes and says, "Oh, Jay, by the way, did you get your headphones? It was on the air, wasn't it? You said, you found your headphones."
Yeah, you found your headphones.
And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what? Who had them? And you're like, you left them in the studio at the end of yesterday's show, so I picked them up and put them on your keyboard for you. God, did I feel like an idiot.
I even wrapped them up.
Yeah.
Because I know you wrap them up.
They're perfect.
So I usually wrap them up, and I put it like, I don't know, somewhere on your desk.
I
go
right on my keyboard so I can see it.
Well, at first I go, you know what? I don't know if he's going to see this, so I'm going to put it right on his keyboard so he
was.
I walked in. I went from 0 to 100.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
What an idiot! I know.
Don't you? I feel bad when I get that mad, and I'm like, I didn't have to get that upset.
Well, I didn't actually end up berating anybody.
No, but you felt it. It was brewing.
It was there. It was there.
It would have been great if you had Ferrario in a headlock. Don't you ever take my earbuds.
I didn't do it. You did.
I don't even know why it bothered me so much that day. I just felt like, who's touching my things?
Yeah, no.
I don't know.
Anyways, go ahead, Marsh.
From the 314, great show. Guys killed it again. And that one is from Justin.
Thank you, Justin. Thanks for listening. Appreciate you.
This one comes from the Walrus King. Stick to soccer, Anthony.
Yeah, thank you, Walrus King.
Appreciate it. You did a great job. I mean, some people may not appreciate the depth you went to City not taking care of the middle, not getting back on different turnovers, not getting back.
Yeah.
Not doing enough damage in the box.
No, yeah, absolutely.
Got to do damage in the box.
I know. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I wanted
How
to
many
give.
guys can you get in the box?
No, it depends on the box.
Okay. All right.
And the
But
guys.
as many guys as possible.
Well, you've got something youth soccer fields. And you've got big soccer fields.
Yeah, very true. And if you want more great soccer content, our guy Matt Rocchio does a fantastic podcast.
Certainly does.
With Moon from 105.7 The Point. Marsh, 3 stars of the day?
Yes, 3rd star of the day goes to the sick squirrel one of our listeners' wife ran over today.
Yeah, nice. He was sick. He was sick. There's no question about it.
Taken too soon. Our 2nd star of the day goes to...
Because by that sickness, though.
Oh, of course. 2nd star of the day goes to I Hate Paper Straws.
Yeah, nice job. Yes, thank you.
You're probably wondering, why is he not the 1st star of the day? Well, it's because no one is above the law. The law is the 1st star of the day.
Nice, yes.
We received several links to Missouri state laws.
There you go. Turn your lights on with your wipers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's right. All right, that'll do it for us. We have instant replay coming up from 6 to 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 o'clock. We appreciate everybody tuned in throughout the course of the show today, listening in, and, of course, watching via the Snake Pit and the Airlines Team YouTube channel. For Andrew Marsh, Carey Davis, Jamie Rivers, I'm Anthony Stalter. We'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. See you.